Hey everybody, welcome to Big Dumb Monsters. I'm Nick.
And I am Chris.
And this week, we're watching The Meg.
And we are joined by Asaad Loiseau. What was the name of your books again? I'm sorry. Bad host.
You're the worst.
I'm the worst.
The Van Helsing's Hunters.
That's it. I'm sorry.
Van Helsing's Hunters. Which actually...
Let's do that again.
No.
Yeah. Come on.
Nope.
No,
We're good.
Oh, look at that.
Fuck you. Let it ride.
You know what? We are gonna let it ride because we're keeping it real here. This is how we're doing it. Asaad joins us to talk about The Meg. We ended up liking this. Well, we ended up liking this movie more than we thought.
We appreciate this giant shark movie for what it is.
Yeah. Disneyland effects and all.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, can you plug in that hard drive?
Oh, yeah. We're fucking up left and right. No
Yeah.
hard drive. Fucking movie's not started.
You're a fucking mess, Martinez.
I usually am.
That's a vote of confidence.
Yeah.
You're like, welcome to the show. I'm usually a mess.
That's my secret. I'm always a mess. All right. Movie is started. We are recording. Dog is in the chair.
Is he?
No,
he's still
I heard a
roaming
jingle
around,
like somewhere. I thought he was behind me.
inspecting us, threatening our lives.
Yeah, plotting.
Yeah.
Soon.
I didn't hate this movie as much as I thought I was going to hate this movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen this, I think, since it first came out, and I remembered like being like, all right, that wasn't bad, and then I haven't seen it since. And when I watched it again today, I'm like, this really isn't a bad movie. Like,
I don't know. It's just I think when it came out, I just didn't care about giant animal movies and natural disaster movies. They kind of like rolled into one big thing for me.
yeah, movies about the weather.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one came out around the same time as. Didn't this come out around the same time Rampage did with
I think you're right.
with
Like
the Rock's movie?
2018, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, I think this was 2018.
It's literally right in front of us. Yeah,
Yes.
2018.
Yeah. It is fucking hokey though. It is a hokey movie.
Sorry, Amanda just texted me.
Oh, I was right. Yeah, the Rampage was 2018, and so was
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, we just did Rampage actually a couple weeks ago.
Really.
Yep.
Nothing but good things to say, I assume. I didn't see it.
No, it's another one of those like
Middle of the road.
Yeah, this wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, that was our episode with our friends from the Mame Men podcast. They do like arcade game reviews and stuff. So we had like a crossover.
Oh wow.
So we played games on their podcast and they watched a movie on ours. It was pretty fun.
But yeah, I mean, like there are definitely flaws in this movie for sure. First and foremost, Jason Statham doesn't need to be in this movie.
No.
You don't need an action star in that role. Like it's a guy who drives a sub and like dives.
Yep.
You could have anybody in that role. Like he doesn't need to be like a buff action star.
So that's one of the things I actually noted when I was watching this is that Jason Statham feels like the same character in this movie that he is in Fast and Furious, Expendables. He's the exact same guy.
Well, because he always plays the same guy.
That's exactly my point. So it in my mind, I'm like this. It feels like he's playing the same character and like. This is one guy in all these different scenarios.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's all
He's
connected.
done transporting stuff. Now he's a sub guy.
Right.
Like, you know?
And then that poor guy has to walk into Fast and Furious next week, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't even mention his shark adventures to the team.
I gotta get my driving skills back in shape after this. I got giant sharks to deal with. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, he's just a driver, you know?
Yeah. He's just transporting something else in this, I guess.
I think it's a pretty standard sort of beginning to this movie where, you know, the hero fails trying to save some people, ends up all depressed.
It's the hero's tragedy.
Yeah.
And then he has like the hard ass like.
Oh.
There's a dog.
Yeah, the hard ass like captain or whatever that guy was. Heller, I think his name was.
Yes.
Did you guys start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where does this go? Donner brought it to me. You brought me your Ozempic.
It's probably just garbage. Just put it on somewhere where you can't get it, like on the counter or something.
Sorry.
Goddamn dog.
Yeah.
Uh,
You were making a point about something.
I was, yeah, and it's gone. And it's gone.
Oh, it's his backstory makes him like.
Oh yeah, he's all the same guy. Yeah. I don't know. Like I think this movie would have been better with like somebody who's, I'll say, a better actor. Like I don't need the only thing I'm thinking of, like, they had to have added this just because they had Jason Statham. The thing at the end where like he drives the arrow into the the spear into the shark's eye.
Yeah. Which
is completely unnecessary because it's already cut open.
Yeah.
So like the other sharks are going to come eat it. Like
it literally did nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a little offended you would attack the end of the movie. It was absolute perfection. You had for some reason they have these submarines equipped with rockets and all this weaponry.
Yep.
There's just the most people at the beach ever in any film. I don't know why there was that many people at the beach. I mean, this was a masterpiece ending. That's actually my favorite part.
Although I will say I really love that shot of like the overhead of all the people in the water and then like the giant shark like swimming.
That's one of the things.
There were really good visuals in this.
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to get to that. That's one of the things I did notice was just some of the amazing shots from underwater. Underwater always looks amazing, though.
It depends. It depends on the quality of the CG that they're adding underwater and if they took the time to set the shots up underwater. Because sometimes they don't, and it's a little...
There was a couple of scenes in this that reminded me of like amusement park level like CGI of like... There's always I always see like this reel like on Facebook or like Instagram of like the guy in the aquarium like tapping the glass and like the shark CGI swims up and it looks cracked all of a sudden like and the guy freaks out. Like it looks like that to me, like the scene where the little girl is in the hallway and like it bites the thing. Like it's the first thing I thought. And then the scene where Jason Statham is in the water and they're like reeling him back in and he like Aquaman leaps out of the water to get back in the boat. And like there's the CGI, like you can tell they shot it in front of a green screen, like the CGI of the shark mouth behind him, like snapping shut.
That's the Oscar caliber quality I expect.
Oscar clip.
Statham leaping out of the water. That's what we wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm here for. Shirtless Statham jumping out of the water. Hey, how do you like your Statham?
Shirtless
or no shirt?
Yeah.
It's
wet if preferable.
Dwight is in this from The Office.
Yep.
Rainn Wilson.
Yeah. He's another guy I feel like plays the same character and everything. Like when because he has to prove that he's not Dwight.
He's either Dwight or not Dwight.
Yeah, he's like the easygoing, like kind of hippie-ish dude. Like, and then of course he turns into the evil billionaire.
That's a rough situation to be in though as an actor. Like everyone will always see you as Dwight no matter what you do.
And like I understand he's like typecast as that, so like he's trying to like cut against it. But
yeah, like even in Super, he was playing a Dwightish character.
Yeah, which I love that movie too.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, he's just typecast. I think like really hard.
Yeah, I think that his character is. I mean, he's pretty generic in this, right? Generic evil rich guy. But they tried briefly to give him some layer. It felt like when he's mourning the death of some of the characters for a snippet of time, but then he goes right back to evil villain.
Yeah,
you know,
his whole like plan to kill the shark makes no sense at all. Like,
yeah, I think a big part of it is he's never all the way. He's never really that bad of a guy. Like he's a scumbag billionaire, but they give him that human side. Pick one, you know, like it's a movie. It's got to be it's a giant action movie. Make it over the top. Make him either really heel turn bad guy,
right,
or don't. You can't You can't have it both ways. in this kind of movie.
Don't try to layer him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy does not need layers. That character feel a little racist to you?
No, it just he feels
maybe
like,
not racist, but like
not racist.
He's hitting some stereotypes.
Racist is sometimes an overused term, but he just feels like a guy that you've seen in too many movies.
Yeah.
Right? He's just the generic comic relief character.
He's like he's basically LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea. It's like the same character almost, except he was a chef and like he's just like a computer guy. Like same like the personality though is pretty much like the same.
It's the overused stereotypical sidekick guy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
See, this I like. So this is the part coming up here where Jason Statham's ex-wife Lori, I think is her character name.
Yeah.
She ends up trapped. I do think that was a good motivation as far as an excuse to get him back into action.
Yeah, no, the setup, the general setup is decent. It's just the execution on some of the. Well, really, it's just the acting. The acting is not great in this whole movie.
Yeah, I don't think this needs to be an hour and 53 minutes either. Like,
Did you think it needed a sequel? Because it got one.
I know. I see it's getting one. No, it hasn't come out yet. It's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Oh no! On my way here, I was just thinking how I was like, man, it's fun that this was just a one-off in a world of sequels and franchises.
Wrong.
And then
You didn't know this was a franchise?
No,
this is a franchise before it was a movie.
Oh really?
This is a
series of books.
Series.
Yeah.
Well, specifically, I was more thinking like the film franchise issue, but it's okay. They solved that problem. It's getting a sequel.
Yeah. Yep. You would think one and done, but no.
Nope.
That has just that's ruined my night. I'm leaving.
That's it. I'm out.
Headphones down. Gotta go.
I'm out of
This
here.
podcast is over.
What do you mean? There's a Meg 2?
Tires squealing on the way out.
This movie should have been like 95 to like 115 minutes, like 100 minutes
90.
total. Yeah, 90. Yeah,
Cut it at 90.
Yeah. I'm trying. I tried to like say minutes instead of like an hour and 40 minutes. I'm an idiot.
They hit me with like at least 3 endings.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I don't need that many like twist. It's not that shark moments.
Yeah, like they could have streamlined that whole thing out. Like
trying to get some of that Lord of the Rings energy, for their Oscar push.
Yeah,
they had to.
The whole scene with them, where they find out there's a second shark and it sinks their boat, and they're in the life rafts, just like driving away from it, like. That whole scene doesn't need to exist.
No.
Like, it just, we got away. It sank our ship. Boom, we're gone. And then, like, I don't know. That just added, it was just extra. It didn't need to be in the movie.
Like, the wedding on the boat, and then the dog jumps in the water.
Yeah, and then the dog's dead. Oh, no, wait, the dog's not dead.
So you can give it that point of tension and release. It's like, nah, don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point in the movie, they mentioned Rainn Wilson's character. He's the one funding this whole operation. Spent billions of dollars. What are they doing? Is it just an exploration?
Yeah,
that's it.
They're exploring beneath that hydrogen layer in the Marianas Trench.
I thought they just kind of like found that. I don't know if there's something where they're like specifically for that.
I'm pretty sure that's the whole point was to get down below that. But it's kind of silly because it contradicts itself later in the movie. Because, like, in the beginning, that's kind of what they're doing. And then they're talking about, like, Jason Statham's character was in that nuclear submarine explosion, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Where a megalodon hit them. But how did a megalodon get above the layer before they were down below it to let it through?
I never even thought about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dumb.
Shit.
Right?
Because, honestly, like,
because later in the movie they say once they came up through, they left a heat plume that they escaped through.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody's been down here before, who let a heat plume up that they could get through before?
Like, I can
and then
honestly,
where's that shark?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can honestly see that moment in the writers' room too, where like it's like 2 a.m. and like they're just like they just think they finished the script.
Yeah.
And then there's like the one guy reading it over and go, oh, oh fuck.
No one will notice.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, we're done. That's it. We're done.
Cut to, oh Jesus, 4 years later, and 3 nerds sitting around with microphones figure it out.
How did that shark get there? Fuck! I knew they were gonna notice.
Yeah.
Oh man,
brother.
But, we've been like hammering it, but this like
it's really not bad.
It's not. It's a giant shark movie. Like
right.
I went into this thinking like, man, this is gonna be shitty Jaws, and it is. It's shitty Jaws. Jaws is a masterpiece. This is not, but this is a whole different.
That's breaking news to me that this isn't a masterpiece.
Excuse me, sir.
Can I contend this?
It's fine. It's a cool, like, action-y underwater flick.
Yeah, and like I get that they're like kind of obligated to throw like some Easter eggs, you know, in Jaws' direction.
Oh yeah, they did.
But they kind of go crazy with it at one point, where like you have Pippin the dog, you have the boy on the beach and his mom, like, hey, can I go swimming?
Yeah.
You even have the scene where he's dragging the rafts.
Yeah.
Is like a parallel of the shark with the barrels on him, like.
Yeah.
All right, we get it. We know there's another giant shark movie.
Yep.
Like, just acknowledge it and then move the fuck on. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
And also all the helicopter crashes.
Yeah.
I just want to work that in. There are a surprising amount of helicopter crashes.
Like more than one.
Right. Some of the best parts of the movie though are those crashes. I just wasn't expecting. I saw this in theaters in 3D.
Really?
I mean, that might have been cool.
It was. That's what I was saying about the visuals. And then I don't know if you remember, but there's at the end of the movie, well, toward the end, there's that guy. He's in that what is it, like that balloon thing? Where
yes,
like, and then the shark pops the balloon.
Yeah, the plug pops.
Yeah, that part was great. That was fun.
Did I see this in the? I honestly don't remember. I'm pretty sure.
There's no way you could have resisted the temptation.
Yeah, the allure.
You're not telling me that.
I saw a couple of movies in 3D, like when they first started doing the like tinted, here's your glasses 3D movies. I think I saw 2 or 3 of them in that, and I was like, I'm done. Like,
really?
Yeah. Because
there have been a couple that actually like looked good, but like when they don't shoot them with 3D in mind and they just convert it, like it's not as good. Like you can just kind of tell
the color grading is dead.
Yeah.
The effects are. I mean, the earlier ones were kind of wimpy. Like, I saw My Bloody Valentine 3D. That was fun because, it's like a slasher flick. I'm not in that for the high-quality visuals or the story or anything like that. Show me some gruesome kills with 3D effects. I'm fine with that. But I think I saw... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm blanking on it. But it was like a super bright, colorful movie. But then you put on like these tinted 3D glasses, and all of the beauty kind of shits the bed.
See, I gotta be honest. When 3D first, like when that whole thing got popular, I jumped right on board. Like I wanted to see everything in 3D. I saw Doctor Strange in 3D.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Yeah, I would usually spring for the 3D option.
Yeah,
when I like there was the 2 different types though. There was the ones with like the plastic glasses that like.
Yeah.
They were like yellow and they like kind of like squeezed onto your head. That one I didn't like. There was the other one though with like the real 3D, like they gave you like the actual like almost like sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one looked way better. Like whenever like I saw a movie with that, it looked way better than the other one.
Yeah, the sunglasses that's always the ones I go for. But I saw the first Avatar. Right. That was pretty incredible to watch.
Because again, that was shot for 3D. Like,
right.
It wasn't converted after the fact.
And what was the other one I saw? It was with The Rock, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Oh yeah.
I saw that in 3D.
That could have been fun.
It was.
That movie itself was fun.
I think that's your problem is you're seeing like really high quality things in 3D.
Yeah.
And you just got to see dumb movies in 3D, and then it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
dumb explodey, giant
Other than
shark.
Avatar, they're all just,
Is it a Michael Bay movie? Yes. I'm in. All
Yes.
right, yeah.
Add that third dimension, please.
It's exactly
I want to feel
right.
the heat from that explosion.
I haven't gone to one of those 4D movies. I really, really want to go to
Ooh,
that.
I've done that.
There's like,
I've done that.
yeah, there's like wind and smells and shit like that too, right?
Yeah, like if it's raining, you'll get like misted and stuff like that. Like
I
the seats
saw
move.
The newest Thor, Love and Thunder, I saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. When you're watching a movie in 40X, you don't notice the movie as much, though. It can take you out of it.
Yeah, it's more of like an amusement ride.
But
like
that's right. But see, I really liked that movie because I had so much fun with the 40X. And then I walked out, and my buddy's like, "What do you mean you like that movie?" And I was like, "Oh man, when the spray hit me in the face," he's like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
yeah.
people think I'm crazy.
So yeah, you're putting as much emphasis on
The
how you
experience.
watched it
Yeah.
than actually seeing it.
I think I've seen 3 films that way. It was Kingsman, The Golden Circle, the second one.
All right.
The third Star Wars movie of the newer trilogy, the last one I saw. That one, even the 40X couldn't save. And then,
yeah.
Whatever do you mean?
and then I saw Thor, and like I enjoyed all of them except for the Star Wars movie because you just couldn't save
Because
that.
it was,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do?
But that's the power of 40X. Those other movies weren't great, and yet still, my experience was awesome.
That's got to be like a jacked up ticket price, right?
I didn't pay attention, but it is.
Yeah.
I
It's
know
probably
that
like 30
much.
bones, I'm going to say. Like,
Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking, it was about that. It was about 30. Yeah.
Damn.
But there's this. I tell you though, in Kingsman, there's a cool scene where they're in this. The balls when you're going skiing.
yes.
And you got that thing swinging around and the wind's hitting you in the face and you feel like you're there. It's a really
I
cool.
love those movies. Like, I really have a soft spot for both of those movies.
I started watching the first one. I just didn't dig it.
Oh, man.
I got to go back.
Really?
Yeah.
because everybody tells me like,
They're dumb fun. Like,
I don't know if I just wasn't in the right headspace for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are fun.
Yeah. Back to the Meg.
Yeah. Giant shark.
Giant shark.
Let's see, what other, like, I'm
This
trying to
movie's fine. It's just fine.
think. Yeah, like, I would rewatch it again. I would throw it on as, like, a background movie. Like,
The shark looked good.
yeah.
The CG that they did was like 80% awesome.
Yeah. I kind of wish they would have, like, like I said, cut down the, some parts of the movies, maybe cut some characters out,
Yep.
threw more of that money back into the CG, like, to make it just look a little bit better. Because that really, like,
Yeah.
I was even thinking, like, could they have done this practically? Like, is there a practical way to do a giant shark like that? I don't
Well,
think
they
there
did.
is.
There was a fair amount of practical in this.
Was there really?
Yeah. So like anything that they were interacting with, like physically, that it was like wasn't actually just a huge giant shark.
Oh, yeah. When they were like, okay, I'm
like
sorry, when they're outside.
like the blown up whale.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what hurt the movie. They needed to interact with a real life megalodon, and that would have fixed the film.
Yeah. There were just too many of those scenes. Like I said, it just felt like an amusement park, like green screen type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I should be on a tram, like watching King Kong shake this or something.
Yeah, like the practical dead shark that they had on the boat looked awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was well sculpted, well built.
That's right. That was practical. The one they had hanging off the crane.
Yep. Which looked like a scene that almost reminded me of the scene from Orca where they found it.
Yeah. That's a movie I have not seen in decades.
Yeah, it has been decades for me too, and that feels bad to say.
Yeah. Oh.
That was one of those. I think Donner is shitting on the couch.
He's burrowing. Buddy, just lay down.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're hoping to find in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think with this, you do get exactly what you expect, though. Like when I saw this, I mean, 100%. I had fun with it because I knew what I was getting.
Yeah.
This is a dumb, turn off your brain, nonsense sort of action movie.
And I think I avoided this because when this came out, that just wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
This was a period of time where I was probably more into like
story and character development.
Character development and like really like dark, really dark like horror movies and things like that. I mean, which I've always loved. That's always been my thing, but I don't think I was trying to venture out too far beyond that at this point.
I want to say this is like a Chinese made movie.
It is a U.S. and Chinese.
Yeah. Just because like I noticed everything looks brand new. Like, you know, like it doesn't have that. Even like when they go to Thailand to get Jason Statham, like his hotel room is supposed to be like
That doesn't look like
dilapidated.
Thailand.
Yeah. It looks like it, but like it's supposed to be this rundown piece of shit hotel, but it looks like it was painted about a week ago. Like, you know.
Yep. It's my favorite when you see a script that's supposed to be like some, you know, crappy place, and then you get there, it's some beautiful mansion.
Yeah. It's bright. Like
you got to mess it up to film there.
Oh man.
Anybody else just really want Ruby Rose to just wash her fucking hair? Like, really? Like, why does it look like that?
Can you just clean up a little bit, please?
I mean, like even a little dry shampoo, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. She was only on screen for a second. I didn't even see it.
Oh, it's through the whole movie.
Yeah.
She's like a greasy hedgehog.
Her hair gets really wet later. Because I remember it
after she's in the water,
right?
sure.
So I didn't notice it. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Oh, wait till you see her next time.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
Now you got me looking for it.
Oily hedgehog.
Oily hedgehog.
Sonic's lame ass cousin. All right, I think we're into rating territory here.
Are we? Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I don't see the rockets on these though. That's what I want to know is.
Rockets.
Yeah, all of a sudden like, these are supposed to be like science vessels, and at the end of the movie, like rockets are popping out. Like
it's equipped for war.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turns into an Avengers movie. You know, real fast.
I like that when she's getting that angle to launch, she's obviously in a what are they called? Like
a gyroscope.
Yeah, it's like a gyroscope.
Yeah.
And then once it gets hit, the gyroscopeness of it
stops.
Goes away.
Yeah, she rolls over like that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
See, like that shot when she's entering into the water, like that's some of the shots that I like that I thought they really did a good job with. Some of the visuals.
Yeah. It looks like awesome Sea Lab.
Yeah,
they've got some great visuals there.
Yeah, I don't think they skimped on where they spent their money.
Right.
It just
I just think they spent it on a few things they didn't need to.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start us off. I'm gonna throw down a 6 on this. It's above the line of rewatchability. It's something I think like if I saw it like on TV, oily hedgehog. Oh my god! Yeah, like she has not gone into the water yet. Like
you're about to revisit that score. You thinking of 7 now?
Yeah. Going 5.75. I'm knocking off a quarter point for that hair.
Then she touched it. Ugh.
Yeah. Be great if she went to lean on the wall and just like zinged right by.
It looks like a hairdo from like Hackers, you know?
I'm gonna stay on that. I'm gonna stay on the 6.
6.
I would watch this again. Like if it's on TV, I might throw it on if I can't find anything better.
All right, yeah.
You know, I had written it down and I gave it a 6.5. So I was pretty close to where you were.
Yeah.
But I gave it that extra 0.5 because I like the oily hair. No, that's no. I think it's this movie is exactly what I expected to get. You know, it doesn't surprise you in a good way, but it also doesn't disappoint you if you're expecting a giant
shark movie. You get the giant shark, it eats a bunch of people, like it destroys a bunch of stuff.
You get the big thing is, you know, if you got Jason Statham, which you don't need him for this, but if you got him for this, you may as well have him, you know, having a knife battle with a shark underwater
and take his shirt off. Yep.
Yeah, take it, spear the shark,
fight 100-foot shark.
Yeah,
you know?
like that's. Like all of the stuff that, because that's the big thing. If you waste Statham, I would have been upset. But if you're going to throw him in here, you may as well have him throw down with a shark.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. Is like, aside from the couple of actiony scenes here, you could have flipped Jason Statham's and Rainn Wilson, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have mattered so much.
It would not have mattered at all.
I would have been happier. I would have been like, I can't believe this. Look at Dwight go.
That would have been, it would have been cool. Like, look at him. He's kind of a badass.
That would have really revitalized.
You could have had
like,
Kevin from The Office like, be him. Like,
All right. If I got to rate this thing, I'm a little more critical. I'm probably a 5.5.
all right.
5.5.
We're all still in the
Okay.
same
All right.
ballpark. We're within a
Yeah.
point, you know?
It's all gravy. Like, yeah, if it's on, I'm not going to complain. I'm probably not going to choose to put it on again.
I'm glad I'm the most generous. That's
Well, you picked it, so
at the end of the day, it doesn't take much to entertain me.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
yep.
I'm like a child.
Yeah, it's fine. And I do like a brainless action movie every once in a while.
Put something shiny in front of me, and that's all it takes.
Yeah. Give me some popcorn, throw the giant shark movie on, and I'm good.
Yeah.
What are you normally watching that what's your general?
My thing?
Yeah.
I used to be a lot more open. I used to watch a lot of action movies, a lot of comedies, a lot of horror. But it's over the years, it's kind of focused more in on horror and different genres of horror and what I like about those. I still love an action movie. I'll still watch them. But I kind of like 70s kung fu flicks if I want like an action movie these days. It's just kind of where I go. I haven't really been able to get into TV shows that much anymore. For some odd reason. I'll watch like 2 or 3 episodes of something and be like, this is awesome, and then never go back to it. Like I watched the first 2 episodes of Yellowstone and I was like, this is amazing. That was like 2 weeks ago. I've had plenty of time to go back. But meh.
Wow.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm like that with video games too. Like I'll start a game, love it,
Yeah.
and then weeks go by and I haven't touched it.
Someday I will finish Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, will you?
Yeah. I was into that like hardcore for like 2 months.
Now that it's hit PC.
Yeah, and then I have not touched it in like a year at least.
Yeah.
So it's like I love the big blockbusters. That's my favorite thing to watch, and I go as much as I can. Although funny enough, I haven't seen a lot of the newer stuff that's out now, but I do plan on seeing the new Avatar when that
Yeah,
drops.
I'm definitely going. Like,
Yeah,
we were talking about this last week. Like, it's James Cameron.
of course.
It's gonna be visually amazing. You're gonna enjoy the movie, like whether it's not, or whether or not it's gonna be great. Like,
Here's the thing.
all right.
The first one was Fern Gully. Is this one going to be Fern Gully 2?
who knows? I've never seen any of those movies, so
no?
I couldn't tell you. Yeah. But like, I mean, you're not gonna walk out going, "Oh crap, that was terrible." Like, you're gonna be like, "All right, that looked cool." Like, at the very least, it's either gonna be good or that was really good. Like, it's kind of where you're gonna hit. Like, it's James Cameron, damn it.
Yeah.
Right.
We used to go, like, when I was in my early 20s, we used to go religiously every Friday. It didn't matter what was playing. We would find something to go see. We went to a lot of, like, midnight showings, like opening nights, which they don't really do anymore. Like,
Well, now they have Thursday night showings, which everybody like goes to instead. You don't have to do the midnight thing.
So we would see, like,
And like the thought of going to a fucking midnight movie, right?
yeah, it hurts. It hurts the body now.
Oh.
I get up for work at 5 a.m. I can't do midnights anymore.
Yeah, no, I have the Regal pass, so I go like whenever I want, basically. Which side gripe, I was gonna get tickets for Shin Ultraman. I gotta pay full price to see Shin Ultraman when I have a Regal pass.
What?
Yeah, because it's a Fathom event.
That's why.
Yeah,
That's where they get you.
Damn
Yep.
it.
That sucks.
Anyway,
We're still going.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm still gonna pay like $17 or whatever to go see it.
Are you a kaiju guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I cannot wait to see Shin Ultraman.
Yeah,
Like,
it's going to be dope. I haven't seen any trailers for it. I just
I
know
saw
it's a
the
thing that
first
exists.
one that came out like 2 years ago, maybe, like because it's been out for a while in Japan.
Well, it was that was the same with Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
It was out forever.
yeah, it's the same people, I believe, who made that and made this one. And like,
Yep, same company.
yeah, like I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Oh, you mean like the older stuff? See, when you said that, my brain went to like the 2014 Godzilla, the newer Kong, like all the newer,
all of it.
the newer stuff. Yeah, I watch.
Okay.
I haven't seen as much of the older stuff,
Okay.
but the newer stuff I've watched it all. I kept up with the whole. I guess what we call it.
It's the MonsterVerse.
The MonsterVerse.
yeah,
That I kept up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say we're getting decreasing returns on like the Godzilla movies. Yeah. Although I'm sorry, not because like the first one was like, all right. The second one is amazing. I love King of the Monsters, and then Godzilla vs Kong was just meh.
What do you consider the first one? Kong Skull Island?
No, I'm sorry. Godzilla movies. I was the first 2014 Godzilla. I do like Kong Skull Island.
Oh, the Godzilla with
Aaron, not Eckhart, Johnson, Taylor Johnson, and what's her name?
Yep.
Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think Kong Skull Island was the best out of all of them so far.
And it's probably number 2 for me, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because King of the Monsters
King of the Monsters for me.
Perfection. Like, as a Godzilla fan that had
That's
so many
everything
little,
I want. Yeah,
like Easter eggs and just like nods to things. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
But Samuel L. Jackson's so mad at that giant monkey, and that just made the movie for me. His rage over that thing's existence.
Yep.
Was fantastic.
Did you get through all your notes?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I just deleted them. I was satisfied.
I'm done with these.
I was like, all right. You know what it is? When I do Battle of the Movies at the Comic-Cons, I have to have, my notes ready because that's a debate style.
Yeah.
So I got to have my notes ready and be prepared to make specific points.
Yep. Imagine what somebody else is going to say so you can counterpoint.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Or just like the last one we did Batman Begins versus the Batman, the newest one with Robert Pattinson, and I had to defend the Batman.
I mean,
Who do you think won that? Who do you think won that battle? I'm curious.
I'm going to say thinking of, metagaming here, thinking of the crowd. I'm going to say they chose the Batman.
Okay, and who do you think won that?
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say it was because it was a newer movie.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson, and it's just everybody always goes for the newer thing.
So here's the thing: if I cut
tell us why we were wrong.
Hold on. if I was able to cut the just like the nonsense and the chaff away from both movies, the Batman is the better movie.
Yeah, I could see that. That movie definitely needed some cutting.
Yeah, oh yeah. Needed like 2 less villains in it too.
Yeah, like Act 4 could have been cut.
So I ultimately I defended the Batman, and the Batman did win. But I think the point I raised is what really swung it in my favor. I pointed out, I said this was the big, the big knockout punch. Mm-hmm. This is why I write the notes. I said Batman Begins is a movie about Bruce Wayne, but the Batman is a movie about Batman.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And that's what did it. That's what got him on my side.
Yeah.
I like it.
I would have hung the Batman on just come on the Batmobile scene. How cool is the Batmobile?
Yeah, that's
really good.
Right.
Yeah,
that scene's phenomenal. I did say after the battle, after I'd won, then I said I do think Bale's the better. I didn't buy Pattinson as he was actually for me. He was just
fine.
Yeah, right. He just doesn't feel like Batman to me. He's a good actor, but he doesn't have that presence.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight is the king of the monsters of Batman movies.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's transcending superhero movies. That's one of my favorite movies. Hands down, that movie is amazing.
Actually, I can breaking. This is breaking news on your show.
All right.
The next battle of the movies for Saratoga Comic-Con. We're going to be doing the first John Wick versus the first Jason Bourne.
Ooh.
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it.
Didn't even hesitate.
I don't have to think about that. Just based on the kitchen scene alone.
Oh.
The first fight scene.
Yeah.
The strength of that scene carries the rest of the good movie.
I will say John Wick is going to be tough to beat, but I think there's an argument to be made for Bourne.
Was it the Bourne Identity was the first one?
Yeah.
A good movie.
Right.
Really good.
But
he was badass in that movie.
Some of the first things that they did, like the long takes
Yeah.
You know, and how they wouldn't, you know, do the shaky cam with the action scenes.
Yeah.
You know, they really established a lot of what we see now and consider good action in these action movies. You know, I think there is an argument there. It's going to be a tough sell for whoever has to defend it because of how old it is.
Yeah. That's the thing it's going to be tough to overcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going back to before we get into IMDb trivia.
Yeah.
One Batman thing. The Batman animated series is the best Batman thing that's ever been Batman.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Kevin Conroy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
Second side gripe, also Batman related. It came out that they shit canned a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Because I heard the rumors of it.
Yeah, there were rumors that they were. Oh, wow.
It could still be rumor, but I've seen it, like, you know, reported in quite a few places over the past few days. If that is true, God damn it, that is a bummer. Like,
Batman Beyond is awesome.
Yeah,
it is.
I was really looking forward to Batgirl. Like, that was you know, heartbreaking on its own. But now we're losing fucking a Batman Beyond movie too.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Come on, DC, get it together.
I mean, with Batgirl, you know, there's not this, you know, pre-existing material like there is. Like, I know in the comics, yes, but I mean,
yes and no. I mean, you know, as far as Batgirl, yeah, you said the comics, but that's also where we're going to first get Michael Keaton back as Batman again. People were excited as hell for that. Like,
yeah.
What I was more referring to is that I think there's stronger nostalgia for Batman Beyond because of the cartoon show.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, for me, I'm not as upset about Batgirl, but not getting a Batman Beyond, that's disappointing for me.
Like I said, Michael Keaton, but also Brendan Fraser, sorry, as Firefly. Like, I thought that would have been awesome too. Who knows?
We just can't get what we want.
Yeah. That's why we can't have nice things.
Maybe you're with us on this. Chris and I desperately want the next Batman movie to be...
You opened that damn good wine, and or good fucking wine, and never...
I had a beer to drink.
Oh, all right.
I'm letting the tannins mellow, okay?
Freaking heathen. God damn
I don't want the dog coming back and barking at him, you know.
We both desperately want the next Batman big movie to be a supernatural Batman.
Yeah.
Like
one of the supernatural villains. Like,
Man-Bat or Clayface or...
Oh, I thought you meant you wanted Batman for a second to be supernatural. I was like, that's different.
No.
That's a direction.
Yeah.
No. Like, one of the villains, because it's always like the Joker,
the same types.
Riddler.
Yeah.
You know, it's always like a crime-focused villain.
Well, here's the reason why. And, you know, I really don't want to get into, if we're going to jump topics, I don't want to get too far.
That's what this podcast is all about.
Yes.
I will rant
Structure
about...
be damned.
Look, I will rant about DC. But ultimately, you know, when you're putting together a universe like DC's trying to do, you have to have the tone be consistent throughout all of the different movies.
Yeah.
And what DC tries to always do with Batman is we're going to make him as grounded and as realistic as possible. But if you're going to have him in the same world as Wonder Woman and gods and Superman, then you should give him the supernatural villains.
He can't just be a street level character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'll bring him up to their level. So if they're gonna do another one, and if it's supposed to be in this shared universe, you should use one of the more powerful supernatural type of villains.
Just anything other than like a crime boss of some sort.
If I see another like Falcone story or the Joker, I'll just stop going to see these movies.
Yeah, they need to seriously make the Joker go away for like 10, 15 years. Like,
right.
We get it. He's his arch villain, but
but
I've
like
had enough.
We've said this multiple. How like visually amazing would a Batman versus Man-Bat movie be, with like aerial combat through Gotham, and like you have like the mystery aspect of him trying to figure out who this creature is. Like,
I think it could be done well, but I don't know. Do you think Man-Bat's strong enough by itself to be the villain of a whole feature?
I think
if you don't present Man-Bat in the trailers and you make it seem like it's more of a detective story, then
like trying to figure out who Man-Bat is, because that's a part of it, right? That whole mystery of who's really Man-Bat. Personally, I really would like a Clayface, because
that's the other one we talk about all the time. Like, that would be so amazing. Even like
visually, amazing.
Again, you have the detective element. He needs to figure out like not only like who is this person, but what is this person? Like, we said this before. It's an Invasion of the Body Snatchers type of thing, where like he could be anyone at any time and he wouldn't know it. Like,
right?
You know, like that. I want to see that. And like, it's not, aside from that, like,
Give me a Grundy story.
he can be this big giant monster, like when he
Right.
needs to be, like, you know.
You can have the visuals, you can have the depth with that character and his dreams of wanting to be an actor. And there's a very rich character to explore if you actually take the time to do it.
They never will.
Never.
They never will.
Oh, here's our,
Because we want it.
origin story / Joker, story.
Yeah, here's more
again.
Joker.
Yeah.
You got me all excited, then they never will.
They never will. Welcome to reality.
Exactly.
All right.
Hey, the Meg.
Hey, yeah, the
Yeah,
Meg.
that's right.
We're gonna do IMDb trivia.
All right, folks, before we get to the trivia segment of the podcast, we want to take a second to tell you about our friends over at Newsly. Newsly is an all-in-one super app for iOS and Android. It picks up the most trending articles on the web and topics that you choose at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
That's right. For the first time ever, the entire web becomes listenable all in one place.
You can browse articles from topics that you choose and start playing, stop scrolling, and start listening to the web.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, tech, business, science, Bitcoin, or even the Cardassians from Star Trek. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
It gets Star Trek specific. You can get right down to it.
Yep.
They even have podcasts as well, believe it or not. You can explore trending podcasts from over 80 different countries. I will let you in on a little bit of a secret. You're going to find the Big Dumb Monsters podcast there as well. I actually have been using this. I've been using Newsly to actually listen to the podcast lately.
Have you really?
Yes, I have. Believe it or not, I have. They even have digital radio at Newsly.
You can download and use Newsly for free now at www.newsly.me and use the promo code DUMBM and you will get a 1-month free premium subscription.
So check them out. Head over to newsly.me and tell them, you know what? Tell them the Big Dumb Monster sent you.
Yeah, do the thing.
And now, back to the trivia.
Okay. There were like 120 facts on IMDb. Like I was expecting like
People like
20.
giant sharks, man. Like,
I didn't know.
It's the rich history of the Meg.
Actually, a lot of it was like the CG team used this plugin in their visual effects systems. Like, who gives a shit?
Meanwhile, there's like some VFX nerd just like, oh yes, like.
Finally, they're talking about it.
They're talking to
speaking
me.
my language.
Oh man! All right, here we go. Game face. In real life, Jason Statham is an expert swimmer. In the 1990 Commonwealth Games, he represented England in diving. Footage of him competing can be found online. Most of the shots of him in the water are real. A stunt double was used in some of the more hazardous shots.
Like when he leaped out of the water.
It was as Aquaman leaked. That was totally real. He did that on his own.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't even in the script.
My mistake.
He was like, check out what I can do.
And can I just say, like, for the Meg 2,
Your Statham impression. Really unexpected.
for the Meg 2, can we find a few dollars in the budget to get that man some water shoes so I don't have to stare at his bare feet for the whole movie?
Ones with the individual toes.
Yeah. No, not even. Like, just like, just
Flippers?
regular.
Yeah, just give him the
Just
flippers.
put anything on your fucking feet, dude.
This isn't a Tarantino flick.
Yeah. There's a comedian who says this, but seeing someone's feet should be an act of consent. Like, seriously.
That's a good pitch for getting Margot Robbie in the next one. You
Yeah.
know, if we're going to be doing a lot of feet shots.
Yeah. Yep. Do it. In the book, the megalodons are pure white, almost luminescent from living in an environment with virtually no light. This coloring proved too difficult to render in CGI while still looking realistic, so the megalodons were given the same coloring as a great white shark, gray backs with pale bellies, even though this coloration would only make sense in an environment with light.
I knew it. I knew it the whole time. I kept thinking to myself, shouldn't that shark be pure white?
It should be albino.
Yeah.
This is one of those, like, Disney World scenes I was mentioning.
Oh, yeah. This would have been if you don't see the shark bite the wall, you just see it come up and open its mouth and then cut, and then you go back and you see the teeth marks. I think that would have
been a lot cooler.
Yeah, no, you're right. That would have been a really good use of cutting away.
Suspense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's no suspense here. Obviously, they're not going to kill the girl. You know that. But if you don't see anything happen, it's a little more mystery.
Right.
I think I realize she's in this to like kind of skew it more family friendly, but she's another character who doesn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't really move the plot along.
She disappears like 3/4 of the way through. Like you see her at the very end again. Like that's about it. Mm-hmm. When they're floating in the water.
It's just a fun little tidbit. Ruby Rose almost drowned on set. That's it. No more information. That's all.
Well, they were able to find her. They just followed the grease slick. Like
So what happened? Anyone seen Ruby? No, but what's
follow
all this?
that rainbow trail.
Exactly.
Wash that duck, would you please?
Oh boy.
Eli Roth was attached as director before being replaced by Jon Turtletaub. Roth left due to the creative differences within the studio, namely that he wanted the film to maintain both its R rating and a $150 million budget. It was also rumored that Roth, on top of writing and directing, wanted to play the lead role of Jonas, but the studio believed he did not have the star power, which he does not.
He does not. He also does not have the director power to warrant a $150 million budget.
Fuck no.
Yeah, and the idea of the R rating. I mean, you're taking money away from the movie at that point.
With a movie like this, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Trust me, as much as I would love to see an R-rated movie like this, like it's just not going to happen, like business-wise. Like,
right.
It doesn't make sense.
A lot of the people that are going to see this are, like...
Teenagers.
Teenage boys. Like, just face it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eli Roth wanting to star in a movie of this caliber, like this budget caliber, unreal. Like, he was in Inglourious Bastards. He directed Hostel. And Cabin Fever?
Yeah. Those are the, I mean those Green Inferno was really terrible.
Yeah. Was this before? This would have been before Green Inferno? No, after. This would have been after.
Yeah, because Green Inferno was like filmed and then like I think shelved for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then everybody saw it and was like, no, this is bad.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, now I see why it was shelved. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was in development hell for a while too.
Was it really?
This was originally supposed to come out in the 90s, I believe.
Oh, well, we'll get into that.
Yeah, they wanted, then Deep Blue Sea came out and they're like, well, we can't make it now.
Actually, yeah, I skipped that. But yeah, like Disney bought the rights to this when the book was like brand new. And then it was in development hell for a long time. And then, like you were saying, they didn't want to compete against Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Should have leaned into it.
Yeah.
Like, check out our fucking shark movie.
Exactly.
We also have Samuel L. Jackson.
He should have been the lead in this.
That would have been great.
There you go, yeah. Literally anybody could have played that role. It didn't need to be an action star.
Nope, did not. Adrian DeWitt notes that the real great white sharks can almost look too smiley when they appear head on, as if with a big grin. So the Meg was designed with a mouth that was less turned up on the sides in order to be scarier. The shape and proportion of the giant shark had to be addressed as well. I was reading something. It was like if they took the actual proportions of a great white shark and just blew it up to the size of this, it would have been like goofy looking. So they would like, increase the size of the dorsal fin, change the eye shape, locations, and things like that. Because otherwise it looks like just a big, giant great white shark. Because I think they had a couple of models of it that was like, it was like too round, so it almost looked whalish. But then like the original proportions, it was too slim. So like they were like, trying to Goldilocks it.
I mean, what do you think of the actual shark's appearance? Do you think they kind of nailed it on this? I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's distinct enough from a great white shark. It looks different. It looks something, it's not like
Yeah, it looks like a different species, but in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is
like I haven't
exactly
seen
what
this before, but it could exist, I suppose. Like, judging from what I see.
I mean, yeah, you know, as I think about it, it never stood out to me, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Man, the inside of that hat is going to be gross.
I was just thinking now she's got a hat on.
Yeah.
See, this is why I didn't notice the hair before.
Yeah.
She's got a hat at one point, then it's all wet the other time.
Uh-huh. It's nasty.
Only at the beginning is it oily.
I don't know if the water touches it really, you know, like
yeah. It's just coated. It's
the name of the boat at the end of the film is Charlotte. This is also the name of the ship that the character Benjamin Franklin Gates searches for in the National Treasure film from 2004, which was also directed by
Jon Turtletaub.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Rears his head again.
Yet again.
In another appearance here.
I will say I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I never got to see that. How was that?
It's a good movie. It's enjoyable. Like,
he plays himself, right? But like a
heightened version of himself. He like
caricature.
He leans into the Nicolas Cage of it all. Like it's just like this weird like action buddy comedy with like him and Pedro Pascal, and like Pedro Pascal is amazing in it also. Like
well, tell me something he's bad in.
Yeah, he's awesome in everything.
So what you're telling me is that they made the right choice in casting Nicolas Cage to play Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, well,
I think it would have been cool if they cast somebody else.
You couldn't have made it. You couldn't have made it with another like actor because
well, that sounds like a personal challenge, Daniel Day-Lewis. All right,
well, he's got to stop making shoes first.
Right now, Daniel Day-Lewis is marrying into the Coppola family. Like, he's gonna play Nicolas Cage. Goddamn it!
It's like I'm gonna show Chris.
Yeah, got your number.
But no, it was very, very enjoyable. I recommend it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
It reminds me of JCVD.
I didn't
Jean-Claude
see that,
Van Damme plays himself.
Yeah,
and like people are like, "Oh my god!" And then it turns into an action movie, but he's like normal Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It is along those lines, but it's very enjoyable.
Yeah. All right. With a $130 to $178 million budget, and a $140 million marketing budget, the film needed to gross $300 million to break even, which it did.
I was gonna say it pulled in a shitload of money. Did mostly overseas though.
I think it pulled in like 500 plus.
Okay, I would say it made a shitload of money in China.
Enough to warrant a sequel.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's so much money. Think of like amazing movies from even the 90s that were like less than $1 million or about $1 million to make. Like, fucking CGI, man. That's what it is every time. And then, actors.
Oh, this is your scene right here. This is it.
The Aquaman leap is coming up. Yeah. It's like another minute or so before I think we get to it, but it's coming.
So dumb. In its early stages of development, the film was touted as a George Clooney vehicle.
Oh.
Like I said, anybody could do it. Oh.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh,
here we go.
He's almost there. And then, like, watch the green screen behind him, like the shark.
Yeah, you know what? Could Clooney pull this off? I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't see Clooney shark water skiing.
He's not leaping out of the water like this.
Here it comes.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. That's so bad. That was like Sharknado territory.
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Woof.
Oh, wow. That's acting right there.
The Meg marked the return of noted producer Gerald R. Molin to Hollywood filmmaking.
Who the hell is Gerald R. Molin?
I looked into him because I couldn't remember offhand. He did some really, really good fucking movies. Like
all right.
Hook.
Really?
Yeah. Oh Jesus. I had a small list of them, but I didn't put them in my notes, and now they're gone to me.
You see?
It's all about the notes.
That's
what
right.
if I click on this hyperlink that was in here? It takes me right to it. Jurassic Park.
Oh, wow.
Rain Man. Schindler's List.
Damn.
The Color Purple.
He was in with Spielberg then, it sounds like.
Yeah. Days of Thunder. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Like really, really good stuff.
Sounds like a real promising up-and-comer.
Yeah. Man's got a career ahead of him. Whenever the scene goes underwater, director Jon Turtletaub wanted the audience to feel extremely uncomfortable, like it was an alien place and you didn't want to be down there. Whenever it's underwater, the sound had to do that sonic shift to make the audience feel like something bad could happen anytime. And I'm gonna say they executed that pretty well.
Dude, yeah, pretty effective job of that.
Especially when they were like down in like the abyss of the ocean. Like,
Yeah, I was just going to point that. Like the darker parts, I think it works.
yeah, 'cause it was definitely uncomfortable to be in. Like if you're like claustrophobic, I guess it could have really set you off because everybody's in those tight spaces in the subs, and then everything's dark, and then it's gross. And this is going to be our last IMDb trivia fact. At the end, at the end, when the shark is killed, the same sound effect is heard
from Jaws.
That was used from the original Jaws.
Yep, I fucking knew it. I spotted.
And also in Duel, when the truck goes over the cliff.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've never seen Duel.
I want to say I saw it like a bajillion years ago.
I did catch the shark roar, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because they have vocal cords.
Yeah, as sharks do. They roar like that, you know.
All right, you know what? You guys were laughing at me for having written in my notes aggressive shark, but look at how like this shark's going after everything. There's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is an overly aggressive shark.
This is a very aggressive shark.
And I can't believe this shark almost swallowed this pill-shaped capsule.
Yeah. It's just about the shape of its mouth.
Yeah.
Chum goes into
And
water.
then this dumbass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you're laying out a chum line like that with yourself sitting on the side of the boat exposed,
Yeah.
you're really the bait.
Yep.
Because it's leading right to you.
I don't know how he was so like cool and funny and smart in the beginning of the movie, and then he turns into a complete nincompoop by the end.
Yeah.
Like, I almost want you to get eaten.
Well, they gave him the sort of surprise, death, Deep Blue Sea style, where he just out of nowhere,
Oh yeah. Yep.
chewed up.
Okay, we
With
will.
the same and the same thing happened to Rainn Wilson's character.
Yeah, but that one actually made me laugh in theaters.
But it was you were so expecting it.
Yeah, of course. But they do the fake out and then they do it again. I was like, all right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
We will start off with director Jon Turtletaub. And I'm sorry, in this IMDb picture, that motherfucker looks like a turtle. This dude has a beak.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. He's actually done some notable movies in his career. This being the last feature that he did. He did a couple episodes of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. I want to say that was on The Peacock.
Oh my goodness. So you're skipping ahead, but I see Rush Hour.
He directed Rush Hour, the TV series.
Oh
Episode.
no! I forgot that thing existed.
Yeah. He directed The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nick Cage.
I didn't hate that movie.
I did not see that one.
I'm a sucker for sword and sorcery movies.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. And then I realized like 30 minutes in, I'm like, oh my God, this is supposed to be like Fantasia. Like, that's the character from Fantasia.
It was fun. I liked it. I liked that movie.
Yeah. By the way, I brought a bottle of good fucking wine.
Oh, I'm definitely going to try
That's
some of that.
that literally is the brand name.
Is it good fucking
It's pretty good fucking wine.
All right.
Oh.
It's not
It's a little
over-
arrogant to name your...
Yeah.
It's not overly sweet. It's nice.
All right.
It's also the most humble wine in the world, apparently.
He directed.
No ego on that at all.
He directed both of the National Treasure movies.
I love them. I love them
Good,
both.
good on him.
They are very good movies. Yeah, they're very, very enjoyable. I hadn't seen the first one in like years, and then like a week ago it was on TV, and I got sucked into it and like watched most of it.
That's how you keep Indiana Jones going. You don't just keep making Indiana Jones movies. You make things in the spirit of Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncharted should have been made like the National Treasure movies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that I didn't see the more recent one. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but I heard bad things.
What, Uncharted?
Yeah.
I didn't hate that movie.
Are you a fan of the games?
I haven't played. I think the 3 was the last one I played. I think they're up to like 4 or 5 now, maybe.
4. Okay. Last time I checked.
The last one I played was on PS3, so I think it was Uncharted 3. PS4. I'm sorry, PS4.
Yeah.
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 I remember playing the first one a little bit. But again,
they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're like, to me, there's not too much.
There's Tomb Raider.
Yeah, there's not too much depth to them, and like where it's just like, you know, you get a gun. Like there's no like customization. No, like really just it's like a playable movie more like to me.
Yeah, but that's from the movie part of it. That's what I think a lot of the fans want.
Yeah,
is to see it turn into a really good adaptation story wise. You know,
it was fun. It was, you know, I enjoyed it. It was all right. I didn't hate it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Maybe after that endorsement, I might bring myself to watch it.
Glowing endorsement. How's this movie?
Yeah. Here's a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't break my TV screen after, so how bad could it be?
He also directed The Kid with Bruce Willis. That was 2000. He directed Phenomenon with Jon Travolta in 1996.
I saw that in the theater.
Oof. While You Were Sleeping, he directed Cool Runnings, also 1993. 1992, he directed Three Ninjas.
This guy directed my childhood.
Yeah. His first 2 movies are Driving Me Crazy and Think Big. Moving on to Jason Statham. He is, of course, probably most well known as the dude from Fast and Furious, the latter part of the series.
No.
I'm trying to think of his. I'm
Snatch.
sorry. Well, that's his best role. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
He's probably best known as the Transporter.
Yeah.
He was the first 3 Transporter. Was there? I think it's a 4th Transporter movie that he's not in.
I think his best movie was In the Name of the King.
Oh my god, that is nobody's best movie.
It's not even Ray Liotta's best movie.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Ray Liotta again playing a wizard.
Yeah.
Because when you think wizard,
Have you seen that?
Ray
Which movie?
In the Name of the King.
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with the Dungeon Siege video game series?
Dungeon Siege. Is that the one where you have to like press the button on time to?
That's no, that's Dragon Slayer. I think
that's the one.
The animated one. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So Dungeon Siege is like a classic RPG, like PC game series. Then they made a movie, and it has everything that you would want on paper. Amazing cast, killer budget,
Swords and sorcery.
Like
Okay.
pile of shit.
Yeah. We watched it like on a group watch one Sunday night. And it's so bad. Like, you have to watch it that way because like there's no other enjoyable way to watch it.
No. The cast is it's like it's
Ray Liotta,
A-list
Jason
actors
Statham,
all over this thing.
Who the hell else is
So
in
what
it?
went wrong?
Oh, Yui Bowl.
Yeah. Yep. That's where it is. Right there.
Director Yui Bowl. There's people we're forgetting who are in this, and like
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds is like it's one of his last roles.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I've said this before. We did a Comic-Con with what was left of Burt Reynolds at that point.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
the shambling corpse of the bandit.
No joke. He rolled past me in a scooter at one point, and like holy fuck, that's Burt Reynolds. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Like holy shit.
That feels bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
Jason
Statham. Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw. That's the movie Fast and Furious shit he was in. Anyway, the Mechanic. That I didn't see the second one. The first one wasn't horrible. Again, it could have just been the Transporter 2, 3, or 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that one.
That was a while back. I don't remember when.
Yeah, he's basically
2011.
He's the guy in all the Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah, the Guy Ritchie movie. Anything there's like a British like action movie, pretty much like he's going to be the guy in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, Snatch is one of my favorite movies of all time. He is in that.
Yeah, all right. He was good in The Expendables. I'll give you that.
Yeah, those are enjoyable. Like,
that's
big dumb
right.
action.
He was the main character in Death Race, the remake of Death Race 2000.
2008 remake of Death Race.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I remember that one.
Not that bad. That was the first time I found out that Pabst Blue Ribbon comes in a bottle. Because he has one in that movie.
That's right, yeah. He was in the Crank movies also. Biling was in that second one, I believe. Anyway, we just talked to her a couple weeks ago.
Was it the second one or the first one she was in?
I think she's in the second one. I got the hell out of it.
I like the concept of Crank.
Yeah, it's like almost good. She's like right there.
They lean into like the comedy, I think, a little bit too much. For my like,
right
there it is, the name of the King of Dungeon Siege Tale. 2007.
Just peep the cast on this.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, yeah.
I forgot he was in this. Okay, yeah. Jason Statham, Ron Perlman, Ray Liotta, Lily Sobieski, John Rhys Davies, better known as Gimli from fucking Lord of the Rings movies, Claire Forlani, Kristanna Loken from Terminator 3, Matthew Lillard. Who else? Who else do we have in this? Burt Reynolds we mentioned. Michelle Harrison. Hey, I did a panel with her not that long, a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Shit, I wish I'd known that at the time. I should have done better research. I would have totally asked about this shitty movie.
And like, yeah, it had the bones of an amazing fantasy movie, but
yeah, no. He's actually done quite a bit of voice work. Some Call of Duty stuff, some Red Faction 2. He was in one of those.
Everybody was in Red Faction 2.
Yeah.
Everybody that has ever been in a movie has voiced a character in Red Faction 2.
Nomeo and Juliet. Let's see, any other notables? I mean, he's in a lot of action movies.
It's Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Italian Job.
Yes. I haven't seen that
a
in
remake,
very long. Yeah.
Oh, Ghosts of Mars, the rare John Carpenter misstep.
Yeah, the movie that keeps getting shuffled around on our schedule.
Yeah, we've almost watched that for this show.
We'll get there someday. We just know it's going to suck, so we're not going to watch it. But yeah, Snatch, fucking masterpiece. I love that movie.
Yeah, like Dags.
Bingbing Lee.
That's an unfortunate name.
Yeah, Su Yin was her name. I think her real name is Li Bingbing, but like because like in China, like their our first name is switched around. Yeah, their last names are first.
I mean, just Bing Bing in itself.
Yeah,
it's not great.
She has mostly been in a lot of like Chinese movies, but she's been in some more notable stuff here and there. Transformers: Age of Extinction, Resident Evil: Retribution. I think that was the last Resident Evil movie.
I don't think I saw Age of Extinction.
It was the one with the dinosaur, like the Dinocon. I think I did
avoid that one.
I'm pretty sure I saw that one.
I try to avoid them all.
That was like another like Chinese production too.
All of them?
I saw like the first two, and I'm like, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah,
I'm good here.
I like the first one.
It was fun. Yeah. It's like, and then the second one was okay, and then seeing stuff about the third one, like, meh. Like my kids like to watch them. So all of it, I'll catch pieces of it.
I mean, for me, once they took out Shia LaBeouf, it just wasn't as entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, you're really there for him and the giant robots.
Yeah.
And then the giant robots kind of start to suck after a while.
Yeah. I hate the way he films those action sequences because it's just a blur of like vehicle parts and like, you can't tell what the hell's going on.
Well, at the time those were coming out, I was in high school, so all I wanted was a blur of vehicle parts. I wasn't really. I'm there with my buddies. We're just shouting at the screen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But really, aside from what I just mentioned, she's in a lot of like Chinese movies that our audience probably wouldn't be familiar with.
How dare you?
I'm just
the assumptions.
I'm not familiar with them. If I don't know them, chances are like most people wouldn't know them. Rainn Wilson, definitely best known as Dwight Schrute from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned Super before. I really, really like that movie. That's a James Gunn movie.
That is mental illness. The movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, you've seen Super?
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh,
it's brutal, man.
So it's what happens if a regular person decides to put on an outfit and try to fight crime. Like, there are no real superheroes. Like, it's just all real world stuff.
He just cracks people over the head with a wrench, basically.
Yeah.
It's a superpower. Like, yeah.
So, decent powers.
Yeah. And then I think eventually, other people start putting on outfits, and it just gets weird from there.
So it's like Kick-Ass, pretty much.
It's Kick-Ass, but somehow even it's way darker.
It's goofier and darker at the same time.
Yeah. He played Dr. Demento in the Weird Al movie that just came out a couple
I
weeks
have
ago.
not seen that, but I really want to see that.
Amanda and I watched it last night. It's actually really funny.
It's on Apple TV,
I heard
right?
great things.
Yeah, it's on Roku. Yeah.
Oh, is it on Roku?
Yeah, which is free to sign up for. Yeah. It is so just ridiculously over the top.
Yeah.
It's about Weird Al. It's supposed to be his origin story movie, and
but it's totally made up, right?
at one point, it becomes this action.
It's a parody
movie
of his life, right?
where he has to go fight Pablo Escobar to save Madonna. It's amazing. Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
So it's like if Weird Al wrote a song about his life.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's a good pitch if you're trying to sell that. All right, I'm on board. I'm gonna pop that in.
I have wanted to see it for a while.
It was pretty fun. I thought I had heard it was not a full feature length movie. It was only an hour long or something. It's an hour and 45 minutes.
It started off as a Funny or Die thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And then I was oh, there's no way they're gonna make this funny for this long. We get it. It's a Weird Al movie. It's gonna be over the top and all right, I get it.
You're waiting for them to really just start beating it to death.
Yeah, and there were. I mean, I'm genuinely laughing through parts of the whole movie.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And Daniel Radcliffe, good choice.
Yeah. He plays it as serious as he can. It's Naked Gun level comedy where he's doing the Frank Drebin where he's not kind of being goofy. He's playing it as a straight man. Yeah.
I love his not Harry Potter acting choices.
Yeah. It's very weird and out there stuff.
Yeah.
And, it's always pretty good.
I'm blanking on what he
He did that show. I haven't seen it, but I heard a lot of people really love it. Miracle Workers. The one where I think they keep doing like different time periods where they're like, I think like angels or something, and they're like, I don't know what they're, but it's supposed to be like a comedy show, and
yeah,
I know a lot of people really like that show.
Yep.
I haven't taken the time to watch it.
Yeah, he did Horns.
Oh yeah,
right?
he did that Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man.
I saw the one. He did a horror one. What was it? Woman in Black? Is that
Woman in Black?
That was it. Okay.
Lady. It was Lady in Black or whatever. It's a female is wearing black.
All right. Someone in black.
Yeah,
Some broad in black.
He did that Guns Akimbo movie too, where he has like guns like nailed to his hands.
Yeah, it was psychotic.
Yeah. Let's see. What are we? Oh, Rainn Wilson. He is, like I said, that's probably what he's best known as is Dwight. He did the voice of Lex Luthor and a lot of DC animated stuff.
When
Apocalypse War, Death and Return of Superman.
When it's not Clancy Brown, it's Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson. He did the voice of Lex Luthor in Batman.
Oh, of course, yeah. Everyone knows, Rainn Wilson, voice of Lex Luthor. That's what he's most known
Obviously.
for.
Reign of the Supermen. He is also Harry Mudd in Star Trek Discovery, which I just saw both of his episodes like this past week. I really love that show. It's such a good show. I've never been.
I remember when Star Trek would come up and I would go, I love Star Trek, and you would go, meh.
Yeah, nope, I'm on board.
Yeah,
I'm in.
You a Trek guy?
No, but the 2008 Star Trek movie. Yeah, like I started watching then, and I did go back and watch some of the older stuff after that. So I like it, but I wouldn't say I'm a Trekkie or anything like that.
I have like a weird relationship with Star Trek because like I was never really into it, but my aunt and uncle were like super huge Trekkies, so I got dragged to every Star Trek movie when I was a kid, and like they're ones I genuinely like.
The early ones are pretty fucking questionable.
Yeah. I don't think I saw the first one in the theater, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Wrath of Khan through like undiscovered country, like in the theaters. So I was like, I don't know, it was like forced on me, and I was never really like, I was always a Star Wars fan.
But did you like the newer trilogy with Chris Pine?
I did. That's what really kind of started winning me over was the first two movies I really liked. The third one, not so much.
I thought they were all pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the third one was okay, but it's definitely like the least,
the weakest.
Of the three.
But we know that I'm the nice one. You know, I gave the Mega 6.5.
Yeah. Yep. And then like I was never really a fan of the shows. Like I tried watching the original one. Like,
it takes a special kind of person to want to sit through the original Star Trek series.
Yeah.
If you start with Next Generation, you're gonna have a better time.
Well, like, even when that was on when I was a kid, I tried to watch it every now and again. I just couldn't really like get into it.
Oh, really?
Like I'd go through like stretches where like I would watch a couple of episodes and be like, I'm done, and like I'd try to go back.
It's kind of weird because when it was on its original run, I used to like to watch it because I felt like a grown up.
Yeah.
Watching Star Trek.
Well, you've sold me now.
Yeah. Well, like where I really got won over was like the first season of Picard. Yeah. I'm like, this looks really good. Like the later, like the Next Generation movies were all pretty good. Like especially First Contact. I love that movie.
Yep.
So like, all right, I'm like, I'm in for Picard. I'll watch Picard. Like
Nemesis.
I think First Contact is the best of those Next Generation movies. But anyway, like I watched it. I'm like, all right, this is pretty good. I wasn't like super. It took me like a little while to get through it. And then like I'd seen the previews for Discovery. I'm like, I don't know. But like when Strange New Worlds, when they started like pitching that, like that just really clicked with me for some reason. Cause like I liked the fact that it was like old school Star Trek, but like more like modern storytelling, more like serialized and like wasn't like as cheesy and hokey as the original Star Trek. Mm-hmm. So like
it's chocolate and peanut butter, baby.
Yeah. I watched that and got super into it. And then like when we would talk about it, like you would mention like, oh yeah, like things tie in with Discovery. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll give Discovery a shot. And like, holy crap, I'm almost done with the first season. Like I think I started like 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So, you ever hear any updates on if they're doing a fourth one or not? Because that was talked about on and off for a while.
Like it was on and then it was off and then it was back on again when they announced it like a year ago. And like now it sounds like maybe it might not be happening again.
Fourth movie?
Yeah. With the they wanted Hemsworth in it, I guess.
He's definitely out, he said. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, now after the Alzheimer thing.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Right.
Yeah, he did that show for National Geographic and like Disney Plus. Where he was like just doing like going around like doing kind of a different like adventure things and like one of them was like getting like a genetic test for like finding out like what his family was or something.
Yeah.
And it turns out like he has the gene, like he's very prone to like Alzheimer's.
Oh shit.
So he's like stepping away from acting. He's just kind of like taking time to just be with his family and like
that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that he found out early and he can dedicate himself to his family now. Like he doesn't have to work.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to. The dude is a
because he from Thor. Yeah, he can live off that for the rest of his life easily.
Yeah, he talked about that too. How like he didn't, really take breaks, which is like I mean, the industry, it's so inconsistent. Whenever you start in the entertainment business, and then you just jump from one gig to the next, and that mentality, I think, just stays with people. Yeah. Where even after you've already made it, you still feel like you have to do the next project.
Yeah. Right.
But now he's like, all right, you know what? I think I've made enough money and whatnot where I can step back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you don't want to see him have to do what Bruce Willis did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's like. Because heartbreaking, man.
He eventually put his legacy on the line, and then you find out why he was doing that, and you're like, okay, you forgive the garbage quality movies that he's been putting out because he had to.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like I don't know, like at the doing comic shows, like I have seen those people, like the people who like probably shouldn't be here, but their family are the ones that are like pushing them out there because they need the money.
Yeah.
Like they're the family's like cash cow. So they're like, whatever health this person's in, we're going to shove them out there as long as they can sign their name on stuff. Like,
well, I mean, Jesus Christ, look at the last couple of years of Stan Lee's life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't need to be at Comic-Con.
I met Stan Lee once and like I kind of wish I didn't.
Yeah.
Because it was in that period of like, dude, are you gonna be okay? Like,
What year was that you met him?
it was a year to the day before he died.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a picture on the wall in there. Like he just does not look good in that picture.
Yeah.
I met him 2014. You know, I mean, he seemed, you know, a little more with it, I think, than probably when you met him, would be my guess.
Yeah, oh no, he was just get out there, Stan, sit down and try to fake a smile.
Yeah.
He did not fake that smile.
No, his last couple of years like were a landslide, I think.
Wow.
I will say I
Yeah.
broke down and wept before that man. Like I'm just like, thank you for everything, sir. Like
Ugh.
anyway.
Wow. R.I.P. Stan.
Yeah.
Cliff Curtis.
Way to let's
What a segue. You know, when you guys told me that there was no structure, you weren't kidding.
Yeah.
No, there is no structure within the structure.
there are walls and boundaries which we just ignore.
I have told people before that we like for this show to feel like you're sitting in on just a conversation. Like a friend of ours was telling me he was listening to the show, and then he like said something in response to something we said.
That's
like,
what we want. Yeah.
Do that. That's cool. I like that.
Was he by himself or was he in a public setting?
I don't know. I think he was in his car or something.
Oh, I love hearing those stories where, you know, like from my buddies when they're listening to a podcast and then they realize that they said something out loud.
Yeah.
And then people turn and like, what is that guy doing?
Yeah.
You know?
That's the reaction I want. I want you to feel like you're sitting in with your buddies and you're just talking about stupid ass movies. And so that's basically what we do. Like, sure, we have segments, but they don't mean anything.
Yeah.
No,
it's you know, the catalyst.
It's great.
Yeah.
But it does, you know, allow for us to jump from Stan Lee to Cliff Curtis.
Right.
And that's the beauty
And I think
of it.
Where
I
else
think
in
it's
the
the-
world can that happen?
I think it's the first time that's ever happened.
Exactly.
We've gone from talking about home lighting to movies, to shark movies, to Stan Lee, to Comic-Cons.
Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, exactly. We brought the show to a grinding halt with a talk about sad.
We all know
yeah.
Cliff Curtis and Stan Lee are synonymous. So
Yeah. Basically the same guy.
Cliff Curtis is officially like, oh yeah, that guy.
He really is.
Yeah. He is the guy you've seen in many movies. I'm going to cut right to the chase. He had shit pushed in fucking in Training Day.
And that's all you need to know about Curtis. You know, let's move.
If you've seen Training Day, you know the scene I'm referring to. Nick's gonna recover any moment now. I'm pretty sure I just killed Nick with that joke.
The best part is he had a shit pushed in. In Training Day. Just like the gap between the two. I was like, oh, this poor man. Oh, in a movie. Okay. I got
He gives the. Oh, if you've seen Training Day, he gives the "you ever had your shit pushed in" speech. Anyway, he's in a lot of movies. He's next week will be in Avatar: The Way of Water. In
Meg
the
2.
upcoming Meg 2, The Trench.
He's already been in Avatar 3, 4, 5, and the Meg 2. So this guy lives in the future.
I would assume
He's not-
they Lord of the Rings it and filmed it all at the same time.
Are they all filmed, actually?
Avatar, I think he was trying. Well, Avatar 3 is in post production, so that's shot. 4 is currently in production. 5 in production.
So they're probably filming giant chunks of it.
So soon he won't just be that guy then.
Yeah.
You know, once all these come out.
He'll be that guy from Avatar.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be that guy who did that voice in Avatar.
He'll be that guy
probably.
who got his shit pushed in Avatar.
I was taking a drink, you bastard.
Oh, man. I am almost through this Labatt Blue.
Man, that's a good fucking wine.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I gotta try. Let me finish this first. He was in Dr. Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. not as bad as you would expect.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters.
Yeah,
entertaining.
I do like that movie. Yeah, he was also in Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. He was in, I think, 2 full seasons of Fear the Walking Dead.
I was done with anything The Walking Dead after season 3 or 4. It was like,
yeah, the first, like, I understand, like, Fear the Walking Dead got really good, but, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 seasons are just, like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what the story is going to be, so it's all over the place. Like,
yeah,
it's about this. That. Oh, no, wait, no, we're going to change it up. It's going to be about this. No, wait, we're going to change it again. It's going to be about this instead. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't get the point of Fear the Walking Dead. You know, it's like, what, are we just following another group? I mean, we already have a group.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It just, I don't know. It didn't click with me.
Is it just to show you the same world from a different perspective?
Kind of.
Well, it
was.
You
can just do that with another season of the show that you've already beaten into the ground.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be, you know, how did the whole thing start? But it doesn't answer any unanswered questions. Yeah. It just shows you a different group at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't need that.
Yeah,
exactly.
He was in a movie called Push. He was in Live Free or Die Hard.
It's an appropriate movie to be in.
Yeah, there's a movie called Push Shit, and then he'd have the whole set collected. That joke was I butchered that.
That was sweaty.
Yeah,
that was real sweaty.
Yeah, I apologize, folks. I knew he was like I thought it was True Lies. No, he's the bad guy in Collateral Damage.
Woof.
Yeah, that was the we mentioned this a couple weeks ago. That phase of Arnold Schwarzenegger's career where he was just kind of making the same movie over and over again. Training Day. Yeah, he played Pablo Escobar in Blow. Bringing Out the Dead, the Martin Scorsese movie. He was in Three Kings. That movie shows up on this show quite a bit. He was in the movie Virus, one of the only like 2 or 3 movies I've ever walked out of.
Man.
He was in 6 Days and 7 Nights with Harrison Ford and Anne Heche. Deep Rising. That was Treat Williams, like in this like killer squid creature movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just remember him like jet skiing out of the exploding ship. Yeah.
The 90s were a wild time.
Crazy time, man. It was a crazy time. He was in Hercules, The Legendary Journeys for an episode.
That was a good one, Hercules. I like that show.
Hercules and Xena.
Yeah.
He was in The Piano, 1993.
Oh, damn.
That's really it for the stuff of note. Moving on, we have the very oily Ruby Rose. The unctuous Ruby Rose. I mean, she is probably most known for being in like Batwoman or Orange is the New Black.
It's Orange is the New Black and John Wick 2.
Yeah.
I think those are like the really heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I never saw Batwoman, but I know her from the ones you mentioned.
Yeah. She was in an episode of Legends of Tomorrow. That show was pretty good.
Well, yeah. Anytime Batwoman showed up on all the CW DC shows.
You liked Legends of Tomorrow? I didn't really get into it too much.
I liked that it like for a while it just got crazy and like we're just gonna do whatever we want. Like I kind of like that. Like when
I tapped out of that show pretty early.
It got much better.
It was kind of a weird like Elseworlds kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was another thing like again like Fear the Walking Dead. They didn't know what they wanted the show to be. Like it was kind of like a ripoff Doctor Who at first. And then, like, you know what? They were like, we're just going to lean into this. Like, we're just going to do crazy, goofy, over-the-top shit. Like,
yeah.
And, I mean, to the point where, like, I remember in, like, the one season finale, they had, like, a giant, like, Furby fighting this giant, like, you know, demon monster. And they made it work.
That's weird.
That's the thing. They made it work. So it was actually, like, entertaining and, like, funny and enjoyable.
How deep did you get into the whole DC TV universe?
For a while, I watched, like, most of those shows, but they really like
none of them were good after their second or third seasons.
Yeah, usually the second season. After the second season is when they stop being good. Like almost like every single one of them followed that same formula, because that's when like usually the original writing team would move on to the next show that they were going to do.
Like Flash and Green Arrow were amazing. 2-season shows.
Yeah, because they were like complete opposites. Where like Green Arrow was this like awesome, like grounded street level hero show, and then
he was the Batman of their universe.
Yeah, and then you had the Flash that introduced like the superhero aspect of it. It was
Yeah.
like brighter and like kind of like lighter and like it was again like those first 2 seasons were great.
Right.
And then it just it gets into like the same
that's-
bullshit rut.
That's what I was getting at. You know, it was good at first, but then I couldn't keep up with it. You know.
Yeah, it's like how much, like in the case of Green Arrow, like how much shit are you really gonna add to that desert island flashback stuff?
Yeah.
Like only so much of that could have really happened. Like,
yeah. Oh wait, I forgot about this whole major thing that happened when I was on this island. Like,
yeah. That I'm just now remembering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just too much.
Yeah.
I will say I hung with the Flash and like Legends of Tomorrow the longest. Those were probably my favorite of that whole group.
The Flash could get away with it because it was more comic booky.
And fucking Grant Gustin is charismatic as all hell, man.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
that dude is a good Flash.
Yeah.
He is.
I've said this many times. He should have been the movie Flash, like over Ezra Miller. Like,
Did something happen to Ezra?
Oh, is he not allowed to be in movies anymore?
what's going on with Ezra Miller?
Did he get arrested recently?
Yeah.
No, he seems like such a
He's
good kid.
Just a good boy.
That's really it of the stuff of note. She was in
Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil, the final chapter. Which that might have
was
been
the
the
last
final chapter.
movie.
Yeah,
Here's the what I was talking about earlier. The shark pops the bubble.
Oh yeah. This is it.
I gotta watch this.
And then
Bonk.
in 3D. That's great. I'm telling you.
Supergirl was good too. Again, for the first 2 seasons.
I saw the first. I liked the first one. You know, I was at Comic-Con 2015, and they showed us the very first episode before it aired.
Oh really?
Yeah, I saw it a few months before everybody.
Nice.
And I was like,
And again, I think that's because of like Melissa Benoist. Like she is also charismatic as hell. Like
you know what? Their casting is good for the leads. They they usually get it right.
yeah. Paige Kennedy. He played DJ, I believe. Yep, as his name, DJ. He was also in Rush Hour, the TV series. Yeah. He was in the movie SWAT. I believe Samuel L. Jackson was in that as well.
I still gotta get Tommy a VHS copy of that movie.
Of
SWAT.
Oh, SWAT. He is in the upcoming Meg 2, The Trench. Again, just terrible. Just
I get it that this made money. Leave it alone because that one's not.
The name The Trench is just so off-putting.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna go down into the Marianas Trench below that level again and hunt megalodons.
Yeah.
You know, you say that now, but you're gonna look real silly when it makes $2 billion, and then you have to come on the show and be like, you know what, guys?
If that makes $2 million beyond its budget, I'll be shocked.
Starts getting Oscar attention. You're gonna look real.
Like, guess I'm the asshole.
Who's laughing now? Anyway,
Skipped right over him, huh?
that was really the stuff of note. Like, I don't even
Are
know
you
why
shitting me?
I don't know why I saved him. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't know why. Anyway, Robert Taylor, he was Heller in this movie. The dude who was giving Jason Statham shit.
You kind of have like a Redford vibe to you.
I could see that. He's been in things here and there. The thing he's probably most known for, he was in that show Longmire. He was the title character, Sheriff Walt Longmire.
I liked that show. Yeah, I saw it. When it got over to Netflix, they did. It ended, but then they added another season, and after that, I checked out. But
They've
I watched
done that to a couple of shows, right? Like,
yeah. But Longmire really felt like it was over when it was over, and then they added another season. I just didn't want to watch it after that.
Yep.
He's in Kong Skull Island. He's the captain of the boat, I believe, that brings him to the island. There's a couple other things, I believe. Let's see.
I'm not seeing anything.
We'll get there.
Are you sure?
He's in 2 episodes. That's a different
Ned Kelly.
Hercules. Ned Kelly in 2003.
That Ned Kelly was a bad man.
He was Agent Jones in The Matrix. There we go. He's one of the agents.
Ned Kelly was like, think of like a Wild West outlaw.
Okay.
Put him in Australia.
Okay. Yeah. He was in an episode of the 90s Flipper TV series.
God.
He was in a series of TV movies of the Feds in the 90s. There's a shitload of them between like 1993 and 1995. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies in 2 years. Jesus.
All the Feds. Wow.
That's a thing I've never heard of.
Yeah, same here. And that's it. I thought there was... Oh.
There's not even a picture in the Feds. Like, there's just...
Yeah. Olafur Dari Olafsson. I probably just butchered the hell out of that. He played the Wall in this, one of the dudes in the sub down in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
He has been in some stuff as well. He was most recently in Severance.
Ooh, I worked on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was an awesome show, man. I really, really dug that show.
I did some set dressing on that. I got a buddy of mine who's working props on that right now.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That the sets on like the office, like where they work, like it's just really like kind of like simple, but like.
Does it feel like work for you?
No, it's like heightened version of work because it's just like nothing. It's just bare like walls and like they have like these cubicles in the middle of this giant room and yeah. It was a really, really good show. I'm looking forward to the second season.
I've never worked in a cubicle, and I don't ever want to.
Although I will say the one I currently work in is 3 times the size of my last one, so it's kind of nice. Yeah.
See, cubicle life not so bad.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
I have a nice view of the park in front of the Capitol.
No, I walk around on concrete floors and breathe in dust and fumes all day.
Yeah, I breathe in asbestos and walk in on like fake floors.
Yeah.
Just pick your poison.
Yeah.
You got to die something. Might as well be work related.
He was the narrator in Vikings: The Rise and Fall miniseries from a couple of years ago, or TV series, excuse me. He was in stuff.
Hey,
he's voice. He does a couple of voice acting jobs here and there. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. He was in that show Nosferatu on AMC. I gave that show a chance and just I bailed out.
I heard the book really, really good.
Yeah.
Show not so great.
Did not enjoy it.
It was Joe Hill, right? Wrote
the book.
Stephen King's boy.
Yeah. He was in the Dark Crystal revival from 2019. He was a voice in How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. He was in Fantastic Beasts, The Crime of Grindelwald.
He was in The Meg.
The Meg, 2018.
Holy shit.
Along with The Spy Who Dumped Me. He's in 13 episodes of Lady Dynamite. That was...
it's getting a sequel.
Yeah. The Trench.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I did hear that. I thought it was just a rumor.
That's more of what I wish were the case, and then you had to shatter my dreams.
He was a voice in the BFG. It was a Steven Spielberg animated movie.
Not that bad.
Really?
Never saw it.
It was based on a Roald Dahl book, wasn't it?
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah. He was in Zoolander 2. He was in the Vin Diesel vehicle, The Last Witch Hunter.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
He's a ridiculous man.
He is a ridiculous man. That movie is fun.
Never saw that one either.
You're breaking my heart.
He was in an episode of True Detective in 2014.
That show is so fucked.
He was in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty in 2013, the Ben Stiller version.
Great movie.
I did really, really like that movie. Yeah, I watched that on a plane, just to kill time. And I got really into holy shit, I like this movie.
It just draws you in.
That scene where he's in the bar and he has to choose, I can either sit here and do nothing, or I can fucking run out there and get on that helicopter. He chooses to run out to the helicopter. I was in tears watching that.
Yeah.
Because I forgot, is it Hurdy-Gurdy Man, I think is playing during it or something?
I don't remember.
I don't remember the song playing.
It's been a long time since I've seen
but it's just really emotional and
the details have gone fuzzy on it.
It's the first time in this guy's life where he just takes control and does what he wants to do. Does the thing that's not boring. Just a beautiful fucking scene. Any other notable things?
We're into Scandinavian movies.
Yeah. There's a lot of like umlauts and like.
Umlauts, right? Yeah, I remember. Who doesn't know umlauts?
The words I cannot pronounce and accent marks and yeah.
Yep. Oh, there's letters that are mashed together.
He was in Umwanga, I think, in 2004.
A classic.
Yeah.
Classic Umwanga.
Jessica McNamee, who played Jason Statham's ex-wife. She is most notably Sonya Blade in the recent Mortal Kombat movie.
Sonya Blade.
The lesser of the two Mortal Kombat movies, I will say.
Oh, definitely.
The two named Mortal Kombat, anyway.
Yeah,
Because Mortal Kombat Annihilation cannot be lesser than anything, because that movie is pretty fucking terrible.
That's a solid turd.
Yeah.
There's no defending that thing.
No, it's bad. It's so bad. My wife loves it.
What?
We should do
Yeah.
that.
No.
We should do that as a watch along.
She doesn't love it because it's good. She loves it because it was one of the movies she had as a kid, and then just like watched the shit out of it. I don't know if you ever had that experience where you watch a movie so much that you just get like a love for it, even though you know it's bad.
Like you've been kidnapped and like you fall in love with the
Stockholm.
movie.
It's movie Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome.
That sounds like that's what you're describing.
Yeah.
All right.
It's basically it. Yeah.
Is she doing okay now? Has she seen better movies since?
She's married to me, so she's not doing well.
It's not going uphill, I guess.
You're like, she never fully recovered from that time.
A lot of lateral moves.
Aside from The Meg and Mortal Kombat, the only really notable thing she was in was the Chips movie from 2017.
Why?
Which was not great.
Leave the 70s alone.
Yeah, just stop. And stop making like goofy comedies out of 70s, like, properties that weren't comedies in the first place. Like Chips, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah.
Starsky and Hutch was a little goofy. It was not a comedy show.
Yeah. Finally, we have Masi Oka, most notably Hiro Nakamura on Heroes, which was a great two-season show.
2 seasons of that show.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
They filmed 2 seasons and then they
And
stopped
then nothing
making
else.
It. Yep.
Yeah. He's been in a few things here and there aside from that. He was just recently in Bullet Train.
Ooh, I saw that on my birthday, Bullet Train.
I liked it. I thought it was a fun watch.
I haven't seen it yet.
I had a great time with that one. I thought it was really entertaining.
Yeah. I would say it just hit Netflix like this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think my favorite. Yeah, that's why me and my family decided, you know what, let's just watch this because it was on Netflix, and I love when he's at the very end. Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but I guess I have no choice. When he says,
La 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 la.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I won't say it. I won't say it. It's entertaining though. I definitely recommend checking it out.
But he goes, remember when I was in the Meg?
Yeah, that scene where
And
he
the Meg is
reveals-
on the train. It was awesome. He was a voice in Star Wars Visions also. That was like the Star Wars anime from last year.
Ooh.
He was in Hawaii. He was in 136 episodes of Hawaii Five-0. Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that ran that
That show was on for 9 years? I didn't know it was over with. I didn't know it was on that long.
That feels bad just knowing that.
Yeah, holy Lord, that's
like
time.
eldritch knowledge. I'm not supposed to know that.
I feel bad having not seen a single episode. If
I
it's
don't-
been
same
on that
here.
long.
No, I don't feel bad at all.
It
feel
shows
good,
up
actually.
on this show a lot. A lot of people. I could say it's the Murder She Wrote of the 2020s or 2010s. Actually, it never made it to the 2020s. Apparently,
Yeah.
He was in Get Smart with Steve Carell in 2008.
I refused to watch it. I flat out refused to watch that movie because I had such fond memories watching Get Smart, the original show, as a kid. I could not do it. Plus, I hate Steve Carell.
I definitely watched a lot of that on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
Balls of Fury he was in 2007. And then a lot of one-offs on NBC shows, it looks like, because of the popularity of Heroes.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried here. So the Megs ended on your TV here, and Morbius.
Oh, God.
No.
Stop that from happening.
It's tried to do that to us before.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Just got piss shiver.
Our computer is just giving up on life, and it's going to make us watch Morbius. Like, come hell or high water.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's trying to kill us. It's trying to get us to kill ourselves, basically. He was in House of the Dead 2.
Oh. Oh,
not great being in House of the Dead. Even worse being in House of the Dead 2.
Especially because it was a TV movie. What TV
it was a
station?
sci-fi movie, I think. House of the Dead 1, directed by Yui Boll, who pops up again and is still terrible. Yeah. He was on 5 episodes of Scrubs. He was in Legally Blonde 2.
Ugh.
He's in Goldmember. Austin Powers Goldmember.
Am I weird for not loving Austin Powers movies?
The first one was good. Second one was good. And the third one was just too much. I didn't need it.
I was a kid when I don't have a good memory of them. I was really young when I saw them.
I just remember like the first one came out when I was like this summer before my freshman year in college. So like,
yeah, I was in middle school. I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, there was a night they set up a giant screen on the lawn at school and fucking threw on Austin Powers for us.
Ugh.
And that'll do it for the Better Known As segment of the show.
All right.
I cannot believe we are under 2 hours right now. With all the side ranting we've done.
Yeah. Well, we are on to the crapshoot. This is where
stay on course.
Anything goes.
Yeah. Well, we can have Asaad here. Tell us. I know you read a comic book series. Tell us about that, man.
Yeah. So I write my own comic book series starting in 2014 is when I began that whole thing. So the first book I made was called Vince Cross Vampire Hunter. So
nice, thematically appropriate for the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all of my comics are based on, because that's what I loved as a kid was supernatural horror, giant monster movies.
Yep.
So Vince Cross, it was this idea I remember I had where I was like, when I was a kid, I always thought it'd be cool if Batman had powers. So that was kind of the early inspiration for me wanting a similar kind of a character. So it was definitely inspired by, but then I took it in my own direction. But basically at 8 years old, Vince's parents are murdered by a vampire. And he's the one who let the vampire into the house.
Yeah.
Because I try to follow the traditional rules. So the vampire murders his parents and he never forgave himself. So, imagine, when Batman's parents were gunned down, he never stops, trying to fight crime. So this guy's obsessed with hunting vampires. So that was the first comic drawn by my buddy Eric Bryant. And
sorry, I hear myself rubbing against the microphone.
It's just like,
sorry to throw everything off. Yeah.
You're a son of a bitch,
Yeah, it's unbelievable. No, so that's Vince Cross Vampire Hunter. So he's trying to find the vampire that murdered his parents, and that's the first book. And then I had this idea. I said, what if I made a whole universe out of that with all these other supernatural hunters?
All right.
So we followed that up with Rick Mason, Werewolf Hunter. He goes on this mission. It's supposed to be his final mission because, he's got a wife, he's got a kid. She wants him to stop risking his life in hunting, and he's obsessed with it because he feels this obligation. He's been doing it since he was a kid, hunting werewolves with his dad.
It's all he's ever known.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's obsessed with it.
He's getting too old for this shit.
Exactly. And then he ends up getting bit, and he ends up becoming one on his last mission. So now he's got the mark. He's got the curse.
Mm.
So that's Rick Mason, Werewolf Hunter, and then we did a Ghost Hunter one, Rachel Page, Ghost Hunter. So she can see and communicate with the dead, and she's trying to solve kind of ghost crimes, solve crimes that the living can't. And then they all eventually team up in Van Helsing's Hunters. So this is the Van Helsing's Hunters is like my Avengers in this universe.
Okay.
So that's how it works. And I do it in phases, kind of like, what you see with the movies. Just because, comics, I know for people can get very complicated and confusing. So I was like, let me try to organize this and streamline it so that it's easier to follow.
Yeah.
So,
it can be tough to jump aboard, too, with like heavily serialized stuff.
Yeah, it's like I can walk into a comic book shop right now and pick up a comic and not know shit about what's going on in a universe anymore.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm so far out of it that there have been so many like huge events that just change the landscape of comics. You're just lost. Yeah.
Right.
There's no jumping in point anymore.
Right. And so that's what I wanted to try to avoid.
Yeah.
So all of my books, they all have the origin for each character. and then Van Helsing's Hunters, and then that's all phase 1, and then I'm now moving on to phase 2, where I'm writing sequels for all the books and so on and so forth. So Mightiest Entertainment, that's my company, mightiestestentertainment.com. That's where I saw all my books out of. I'm finishing up the updating the website. We're going to have the books available really soon for print on demand. So,
do you do the art or just the writing?
Well, if I did the art, it'd be terrible. Nobody would read it. It'd be stick figures. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
No, I'm a writer. And I hire, my different. All the books are drawn by different artists.
Okay.
I don't have one guy because I feel like it's more fun to see each title in the style of someone else.
Right.
Right. So they're all done by different people. But all my artists, they're very talented. I really appreciate the work that they do. I've been writing, as young as I could remember, just writing on anything. I'd get a notebook and just start writing stories on that.
So that's always been your jam.
Yeah. My friends who've known me for a very long time, that's all I've ever talked about is I want to be a writer. And I didn't know it'd be comics, but then as I got older, that's just kind of what ended up happening.
Yeah. It's just you end up accidentally kind of finding the thing that you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like ambitions to become, maybe like work on screenplays or things like that? Because you were telling us that you work in like the film industry. Do you want to like break further into that, or are you content just to, like writing comics?
Yeah, I mean, I like writing comics. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I am starting to work on screenplay writing. Mm-hmm. But it's tough to divide my attention because there's so much to learn with screenplay writing and how it's different from writing comic scripts.
Yeah, it's like a totally different art form. Right?
Yeah, you get like stage directions and things like that. And yeah. Well, you're probably doing a little bit of that in comic writing too. I'm thinking like you're picturing the scene that you're writing.
Well, so it's interesting when you're writing a screenplay. You really just have to stick to writing visually, like what is the camera going to see.
Yeah,
they don't want you to write any notes on like what's in someone's head or things like that. Mm-hmm. Where when I'm writing a comic book script, it's just basically a note to my artist, and everyone else that's going to touch the project. So I can kind of just write whatever I want. So I can write what a character's thinking in this moment, and that might help you decide, what kind of facial expression you want to give him or maybe subtle details. But when you're writing a screenplay, you can't do any of that. So in a way, it almost feels more limiting to me. And also, like, there's certain rules when you write comics. Like, you get one action per panel.
Right.
You know how many words you're going to get. You're going to get, I think 25 to 30, no more than 25 to 30 words in a bubble. Only a certain amount of words per page. And so, learning the rules of how to construct a screenplay, that's the process I'm still working on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know when it comes to writing comics, there's like you can do it in a few different ways. Because I know some writers are like really loose. They'll go like, this is the dialogue and maybe some suggestions. But then you've got people like Alan Moore who will just like block format everything that's supposed to be in a panel, every look on their faces, like all that. So I think it's really weird that you float between like that open, free kind of like let the artist do what they want, and then or this like really strict, like if you're not doing exactly what I want, I'm gonna have a freak out.
Yeah, this is exactly what I need to see in this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I've never written comics, and I went to school for writing. And one of the things, I've written screenplays. I've written mostly what I wrote was like short form, stories and stuff like that. But
well, I'll need to get notes from you on writing screenplays because that's what I'm trying to learn now.
Oh, it's been so goddamn long. We did a whole season of an animated show. We wrote out the whole thing and only got the first episode filmed. Recorded voices for like 3 though.
That's because it was stop motion animation.
Yeah.
Psychopaths.
That's tough. That's really tough. And that's actually what I'm hoping for is animation. Funny enough.
All right.
Yeah, I've been looking into voice acting recently, and that's what I think makes the most sense for my comics. Is the next step would be to get them animated. So that's my goal eventually.
Yeah.
May I suggest audio drama podcast?
There you go.
What is that?
It's basically like old-timey radio shows. So you take your story, you present it as
Yeah, like a radio drama,
as like
an audio
old,
drama.
old school audio drama.
Oh, and you just like read the story, and is that the idea?
Yeah, I mean, like they recently did a Batman one. It's so
Marvel's been cranking them out like crazy.
Marvel
They did a
some.
whole like like old man like
Wolverine.
Logan, old man, yeah, like that whole universe. They did one with Logan. They did one with Star-Lord. They did one with Black Widow. One with Hawkeye.
Yeah, so you'll have like your character actors with all their dialogue. You might have a narrator. You'll have like Foley art. So all your sound effects, things like that. So it's like almost as if you had a movie playing in your head, but nothing to watch. So
it's okay. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot.
I listen to a few podcasts that are like that, like just full fiction audio stuff, like King Falls AM. Oh Jesus Christ! This is the part where I blank on all of them that I listen to.
Night Vale was the popular one from a couple of years ago.
Yep.
I was gonna say you're lying. You've never
Yeah.
listened to any of them.
Yep.
I'm a sham.
The Batman one is good. I don't remember exactly what the title of it is, but
That's the one where what's his name? Jeffrey Wright was Batman. Not Jeffrey Wright. He's the Australian guy.
yeah.
The guy who was Commissioner Gordon in the Batman. No, that is Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Rush is the Australian guy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's the one. Maybe look into that. It's probably a much smaller, like budgetary kind of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. That'd be something I would jump into. It's just you make comics, but then it's we're in a world with a ton of entertainment options.
Yeah,
and comics is probably less. I think they're less popular than they've been in the past.
Oh, for sure,
it's you can make it. You can create the source material because a lot of stuff that people watch now is based off comics. So comics are just now being the source material for what gets made. Mm-hmm. So it's but then it's a matter of once you make that material, you gotta find a way to adapt it into the next thing and market it. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, which is why I suggest podcasts, because like everybody you talk to listens to at least one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I'm a little biased, I guess, in favor of podcasts for obvious reasons. But yeah, no, like that whole universe sounds cool. Like I
forgot I was gonna have some of those.
I like things like that. So like World of Darkness, like the role playing game, their setting is kind of like that. I mean, theirs is more focused on like the evil aspect of it. So like it's from the perspective of the vampires and the werewolves, and so in the role playing games you play as those, and then like the vampire hunters or whatever are basically your nemesis.
They would hate me. Mine is the complete opposite.
Right. Which, so like I love the Dresden Files. I don't know if you're familiar with those book series, but it's like he's like a supernatural detective kind of like he's like an old school gumshoe detective, but he's also a witch or a wizard or whatever. Yeah. So
I've seen a surprising amount of Harry Dresden like cosplays at cons over.
That's because he's fucking awesome.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, I was really sad that series only got one season of a TV show.
And it's funny because when I started making these books, the Hunter universe as I call it, that was a big goal of mine. Was I wanted the monsters to, as much as I can, to make them monsters again.
Yeah,
because I feel like since Twilight came out, vampires have been romanticized, werewolves are romanticized, and it's like I feel like people forget these were originally created to be scary, terrifying creatures.
Perfect example, Darth Vader. Like Darth Vader when we were kids was like the ultimate villain. You feared Darth Vader, and then somewhere like in the late 90s and 2000s, like he became like a cartoon character. Like he was just like wasn't anything to be feared again. Right. And then like by the time Rogue One rolls out,
it steals the fear again.
Yeah, like we're gonna remind you, he's a fucking villain. He's he's the villain.
And they did it in one scene.
Yeah. That's all. Like,
I remember seeing that in theaters and going, "Oh my god!"
Just my mouth hitting the floor, just being like,
like, yeah, yep, yeah. I do appreciate here's the thing about me specifically, I guess, is I do love a romanticized, intelligent, sympathetic monster, but I also love it when you strip all that away and they're just a fucking monster. Like
just fury, like unleashed,
you know, I love Interview with a Vampire. You've got these romanticized, troubled vampire characters. I also love John Carpenter's vampires, where they're just killers, you know, or Dusk Till Dawn, you know, where they're just out for blood and, you know, stealing trucks.
Yeah, I was gonna bring my books so you guys could see them, and then of course when I left the house, it slipped my brain, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot them."
I'm actually really intrigued now.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll have to buy them.
If you have me back on, I can bring them next time. So.
Saratoga's rolling around again in a couple of months.
Saratoga is rolling around.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say, we should mention Asaad is part of the greater Saratoga Comic-Con family, and Mid-State as well, or Mid-Hudson, excuse me.
Yes.
Which, you know,
you do the circuit.
Yeah, I do the circuit.
We had Sam on a couple weeks ago, just throwing in context.
Yeah, he used to do the Plattsburgh show when he had it. I mean, I've been with Sam for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, I usually sell my books there, and I also not only do I run some of the panels and celebrity panels, but that was my gig before Chris came in. You replaced me, Chris.
I actually know you actually replaced me, and then I replaced you.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. No, we did the first 2 Saratogas, and then we had a bit of a falling out with Sam. And then like a couple of like shows later, we like just kind of like just pushed it all aside and got back on the same page, and we've been doing it ever since. But there's plenty of room for all of us. We've all got, you know, our stuff to do at the show. Like,
No, it's I needed to do less panels because it took me away from the table too much.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling.
Yeah, but
that's the perk of having a 2-person table.
Yeah.
But at one point, I was moving, and so I told Sam, I'm like, you're gonna have to find someone else to run it all, and then I ended up
guess
coming
when he got back in touch with us again.
Yeah, because I was moving to Pennsylvania, and then I ended up because of COVID, things got wild, and then I ended up coming back. So
yeah, no, we did the first 2. The first panel I ever did was the one with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. The second one was also at the first ChaseCon. It was ChaseCon at the time before Saratoga.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was ChaseCon.
And it bombed hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. To the point where like after about 25 minutes, I'm just like, I'm pulling the fucking plug on this. Like, this is going so bad. And then like I was like, all right, well, that's it for us. We're out of here. And like I got up and walked away. And then everybody else I was with stayed on stage. They're just sitting there like deer in headlights. I'm like, I had like my Jeb Bush, like, please laugh, like, please clap moment. I'm like, guys, please get off the stage. Yeah.
Like, cut it.
Yeah, it did not go well. And like I was like traumatized for like when the next one rolled around. But at the same time, like because I did that so early on, I had that like the worst thing happen in my second panel ever.
Right.
I can go out there again anytime now and not be afraid because I lived through that. Like
it's so funny. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, you know, it's I feel like similar. You know, when you do enough panels, you're gonna run into a bad experience or two.
So yeah, something's gonna go wrong.
But then you're gonna get comfortable on stage because of that. You know, you're gonna be like, well, the worst thing that could possibly happen has happened. So what else could happen? So let's just go out there and you know.
Yeah. No, that was probably the worst I've ever like. Because like I was really, this is like after we started our podcast in like 2012, at the end of 2012, 2013. So this was like 2015 maybe when he first started that show.
Yeah. I want to say that was his first. That was the first time I ever sold at a Comic-Con.
So like we were still like kind of new to it. Like we'd never done live stuff before. And like I think I got a little overconfident with the first one, like with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. For like it's an interview, like nobody's here to talk to me; they're just here to him. You know, I just got to ask a couple questions. And like when it was on us, like it was just painful. It was so because like I had a good setup. Like we were just going to talk about like con stories. Like we've all like the guys I was working with at the time, we'd all been to cons. We've all got stories, but like. The idea of talking in front of a crowd just completely like just paralyzed them. They just couldn't do it.
Oh,
Yeah, and like I just wasn't aware of that.
Oh,
and like,
no.
So like I had no problem talking, and then like I'd throw it to somebody, and it would just be like, and, like silence.
Oh my god! Yeah. See, luckily I have not had that experience, but I'm always careful if I bring someone onto a panel. Like I make sure, like you've spoken in front of a crowd, you can handle this.
Oh yeah, I've learned my lesson. Yeah.
I had one incident where I won't say her name, but I had this one girl that was, she came on. She was supposed to just host the panel, like introduce me and Mike, my co-host. We were gonna, and she was really nervous and was having trouble talking. I ended up having to just kind of take over.
Yeah, I've had to do a couple of those. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But again, like I'm at a point with it where like something goes bad, I can make something out of it anyway. Like I'll make it entertaining.
Yeah, no, I got lucky. Mike Spring, he does his own podcast, and so I've been working with him now. Whenever I do my Battle of the Movies panel specifically.
Yeah.
Any of you guys that go to Saratoga, you maybe have been to a Battle of the Movies.
I was gonna say I did the one I did the one way back with you guys stuck me with the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, we did.
Fucking hate that movie, and I got stuck on the panel being the one to defend it. I'm like, I can't defend this movie. Like you guys even kept saying like you're supposed to be defending this.
Yeah, that was our first triple threat. We did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man versus Tom Holland Spider-Man versus the Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield.
Yeah.
And I think who won that one? Was that Holland, right?
I think so.
I think so. I was defending the Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Nah, that should have won.
That movie's so cringy.
And then
but that's what makes it so great.
What did we do? We did Beyond the Spider-Verse and
oh yeah, it was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse versus Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's it. Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was pretty shooken after that one because
I'd go Into the Spider-Verse.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
And I was pretty upset. I was defending No Way Home. And it was, it's not that I disagree. It's just that I wanted to win.
Yeah,
that battle.
I'm just competitive.
But Spider-Verse is incredible. But I did not think that because No Way Home was the more recent one. It was so big.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one to argue. I was gonna say like I got thrown into that like as like a last minute sub. I think probably Mike couldn't do it for some reason.
No, it was Mike. Yeah, so Mike, I think he might have been on his anniversary at that time.
Okay.
So he should have skipped it and come to the Comic-Con, obviously,
like you do.
Right, priorities. And so then Jay Moores was supposed to do it.
Okay, yeah.
But he's got his own thing going at his table, and he could not get away. So then that's when Sam and I were frantically trying to find someone else to jump on with me.
Sam came and got me, and I was like, all right. I'm like, I guess it was like right before the panel.
And then you won.
I was gonna say, yeah, going around full circle. I was a complete mess going into this, but that's my secret. I'm always a mess.
Well done.
Yeah. Preparation. I don't need preparation.
That's how we succeed at Comic-Con.
Yeah, flying by the seat of our pants and just hoping it doesn't go bad.
I brought my notes and it wasn't enough.
Yeah. No, Chris does panels. I decorate our table. That's it.
Yeah, we know our strengths. We go with them.
That's actually so. My artist Eric Bryant. He's an incredible artist. He recently just became a storyboard artist. So he's going to be doing that now.
Nice.
Well, no, it's terrible. It's nice for him.
No, it's awesome for him. It sucks for me.
No, fuck him. No, it's not nice.
Now you understand. Yeah. I don't have him at my table anymore.
Yep.
So I need a new artist to be at my table to help run it when I have to run to do stuff.
There is nothing worse than having to do a Comic-Con alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the problem I'm in now.
I have to pee so bad, and I cannot leave this table. Like,
there's like 20 people around me all wanting this book, and I got to just run.
Yeah.
Yep. Luckily, our table is always right near the bathroom.
Yeah. We like lucked out with the Saratoga spot upstairs.
We have it so good.
Yeah, people are like, "You sure you don't you like being up here?" Like, there's not a lot of people. Like, no,
it's the best.
Everybody comes through here at one point, but we don't have to deal with the giant crowd on the main floor. Like,
no, and you probably get more time to like really have conversations with people that approach the table.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'm by the bouncy house, so there's.
A lot of screaming, I'm imagining.
Here's the thing. I do well, but I think that's a testament to my skill.
Yeah.
Because I'm up against it with the bouncy house.
You persevere.
Yeah.
I don't miss doing shows where I'm on the floor like that. I'd mentioned this a couple episodes ago. We did this one. This is Super Mega Fest. This has got to be like 5-6 years ago. This son of a bitch, this vendor, right? This, just the worst. He could be the nicest guy in the world for all I know. I don't care. He's the worst person I've ever met because he brought a guitar and an amplifier to a goddamn convention and just felt the need to just strum away on his guitar all weekend long.
No.
Yeah, no, dude.
No.
I would probably complain. I'd be like, no way. I'm not.
Like, we bring a radio and we listen to music, but it's not like
overpowering everything.
If you're at our table, you can hear it.
And if somebody says, "Hey, could you turn that down?" Gladly. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't bring any extra stuff. Like, I mean, I just, because as much as possible, I just want to talk to people. I've got a maybe I have a little less than a minute. We'll say I have 30 seconds to sell someone on a book that maybe they haven't heard of, and they're not familiar with me or my work.
Yeah.
And I've got 30 seconds to sell them, and people got short attention spans. So for me, it's like I want to just talk to people, get in, hey, this is what my story's about, and get out of there.
Yep.
And hopefully, make some sales.
And that, I think that's a little bit of the difference. Is like you're there to, it sounds harsh, but you're there to push a product.
Right.
We're there to kind of push an experience. Like in the realm of a podcast,
at the same time,
we're not selling anything, but we want to give off the, like if you walk past our table,
we're selling ourselves. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm trying to get money. Like we're all just trying to get money. It's just different approaches.
Yeah, but ours is more of like it's vibe oriented. So like you walk past our table, there's a TV showing Static. There's punk rock playing on the radio. Like we're yelling at each other. Like
the surprising amount of people who were like enamored with just a TV showing Static.
Yeah,
like it was amazing. Like yeah.
That's an interesting strategy. Was that the game plan? Was we're gonna have a Static TV and
he was like setting it up to like have our table kind of look like a horror nerd like bedroom, like circa like the 90s.
Yeah.
So we had like we have pictures of I have pictures of it.
Yeah.
We had like he had the TV, like this old school TV that he found. We had like VHS tapes on the table, like D&D books, just like stuff that would be out. And like I want to say at least between like 5 and 10 people between both days came up and said, "Oh my God, this was my bedroom." Like in the 90s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that so? I'm
going to put up wood paneling next year.
You got to have a lot of space then to set all that up, right? Like, do you?
We had a 6 foot and an 8 foot table. I think.
we had an aircraft carrier size table.
It was rad.
Those tables have gotten bigger since the first show, I think.
Yeah, well, it also helps that there's only 2 of us upstairs.
Right.
There's us
and
Tom DeSico.
That was the setup.
And we maybe liberated Elvira from the panel room.
Oh, we outright kidnapped her. Yeah.
Is that a trick or treat bowl?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're giving away candy.
We give away candy.
Best sales tool in the business. Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 bags of like Hershey's miniatures or like a big ass bag of Dum Dums get you through the week. People, hey, free candy. Like
it gets them to stop for just a second.
They stand there, they start unwrapping it, they start talking. Boom, got ya.
Yeah.
Hey, you want some dollar comics?
Yeah.
That is definitely cheating. Nice poster though. You have a nice poster.
Oh, the one in the background.
It's the picture of us over the certain person who passed out at the show.
Which poster were you talking about?
The Big Dumb Monsters podcast poster.
The banner.
Yeah, the banner.
Well, we had the one on the front of the table, which I guess I don't know if it's like
it's a tapestry.
Yeah, it's tapestry, but we have designs on TeePublic, and I bought one through TeePublic through our own store as a poster to put on there, and then that big like extendable sign that we have in the back. Where'd you get that? You got that from like
FedEx office.
FedEx office. Yeah.
I have. Yeah, I mean, my buddy was begging me for the longest time to get a new poster, and I've convinced myself that it would distract from the focus on the books as a way to
put the pictures of the books on the poster, man.
You gotta have something that somebody can see from 20 feet away.
Yeah, I know. I do have a poster, but it's kind of outdated. So like I need to update it, and I've just been cheap about it.
Yeah.
Again, we're going off track, but I looked into getting one of the for the thing we were talking about possibly having at the next convention. The big stand-up backdrop.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers are expensive.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might spring for it anyway.
Yeah, you're really going elaborate. I mean, that setup was already elaborate, and you're going to go even further.
Yeah.
But if it works, I mean, that's really the big thing.
Even if it doesn't work, it's so much fun to have it. Like we're in it for the love of the game at this point because we are negative.
Nobody's getting rich off this fucker. Yeah.
But yeah, the really the payoff is like the rare. Actually, it's getting less rare. But the person that comes up and goes, "Hey, I saw you guys last year. I've been really enjoying the show."
Yes.
Or we had somebody come up and say, "I didn't even know you guys were here, but I listened to your show because a friend of mine told me about it."
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
That makes it all worth it.
There's nothing better than when someone's like, "Oh, I bought your book last year," and then they buy like the newer one that I put out or something. That's always like, okay, this is worth it.
Yeah,
just for that.
Yep. All the blood, sweat, and tears just paid off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love doing the shows, but yeah, that's I've been working on the books since 2014. So how long has that been? It's been
8. About to be 9.
About to be 9 years. Wow.
Does it feel bad?
Yeah, it feels terrible.
I'm about to enter my 11th year of like podcasting.
Yeah. Solid decade.
Yeah. At least I like now that I actually work on film and TV shows, I feel like, all right, I at least went somewhere. Like I pushed it somewhere. Yeah. Because otherwise I'd be like, what am I doing? Because I tried to get into like film and TV. I just went to all the wrong places at the very wrong times. I had a shit ton of like applications in it, like G4 back in the day. Oh, right when they went under. Man. I applied a lot of
the
BuzzFeed.
First time.
The first time they went under. Yeah, sorry.
Recently done it again.
Yeah.
That is nostalgic. G4.
Yeah. When they came back,
I remember when it was Tech
so
TV.
excited. Like Amanda and I they did Attack of the Show twice a week. We would watch it both nights of the week, like eating dinner. Like I would watch all their side shows, and then they just pulled the plug on it like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Like, you fuckers, you got us all hooked on this again.
Yeah. So you and Amanda were the only ones watching it.
Yeah, apparently. But BuzzFeed, I applied at a lot there, like because I was trying to like move to Los Angeles at the time. And every like place I picked just like doesn't exist anymore. Like just completely isn't as like influential anymore.
I feel like you could have been a writer for cracked.com.
Probably.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
They do like listicles. It's BuzzFeed, but just like more like
Cracked heavy was satire.
Yeah. Cracked was like a Mad magazine like knockoff. And they're just like a website now. They just basically like a Facebook page that puts out like listicles and stuff like that.
The funny thing is like they were hysterical, but they were also really well researched.
Yeah. I will say back in the day, Cracked was way better than Mad.
So they actually put the work in then. That's that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wanted to move to LA at one point.
Yeah, because I went to school for writing. I graduated from the SUNY Writers Program, and I had experience writing like scripts and stuff. So I was just like, I just wanted a writer's room job. It's really like I love working in a writer's room. Like I love working with a bunch of people, collaborating, and like just fucking pounding something out until like the story that's my most favorite thing about like those experiences in like a writer's room type of thing, where like you're working on a story and like how the hell do we make this work, and just that all that hard work finally paying off. We're like, this is how we do it. Like, oh my God, this is how we do it. Like, and then just finally like coming up with that. Like that's what I wanted. And I just I couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if I even want to go. Like at one point I wanted to move out there, but I don't know. like my setup here in New York, so it's.
Oh, I was getting like I got in like it's so many. I got in so good at Meltdown Comics, which at that time was like the hub of like the LA comedy scene, because they had like the Nerd Melt Theater in the back, where like that was like the alt comedy spot for like 5 or 6 years, and then it's just again.
Yeah.
Fucking close. I got in with the manager. They were putting my stickers out every fucking. I would send them more stickers. The best marketing move I had ever done in my entire life. The first time I went to Meltdown, I put one of our stickers, bam, right at eye level at the cash register. Our follows from Los Angeles went through the roof.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to do some dumb shit like that now.
Yeah, no joke. I don't travel anymore. I need to fucking start traveling again. Start stickering things as like you could tell where I was staying and whenever whenever I was staying in Los Angeles, you can tell exactly where I was staying because you could just follow the trail of stickers back to my hotel room, because I would just put them on stop signs, like street signs, like all over the places I was walking around.
That's the way to do it. That's smart.
Yeah,
We've got one on the taps at the dirty bar down the road.
Oh yeah.
That actually got us a few follows.
It did, yeah.
See, I would miss the Saratoga Comic-Con shows. Like I really like the community that we got over there.
Yeah, well, this is like really before I was like involved, before I realized that there was that community. I really would miss the convention like community, like if I did move away from it at this point.
Yeah, now Vermont's coming up too, right? Isn't that next year, the new one?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember Sam saying something about that. Yeah, I'm in if he wants me there. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into that one.
I'm surprised he's doing Mid Hudson again. I'm glad he is. I love that show.
So that's that.
He does not.
He does not. No,
He does not love that show.
Inside Baseball. Sam hates all of his shows, but they're all really good shows.
He does hate all of his shows.
Yeah.
No, he's that convention center. I remember I was asking him to do that one because that one is 5 minutes from where I live.
Oh, really?
So I don't have to.
It's not a bad place. Although I've done 2 shows there, and I did not find out there was a bathroom about 30 seconds away from my table until Sunday afternoon of the last show that we did.
That sucks.
That convention center's in like the city part, and I'm like right outside of the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you get to the more like, I don't know, suburban part of town or whatever, I'm like right there. But yeah, no, it's not that far from me. And so I love doing that show.
Yeah, I that's another show I love to do.
It's in your own backyard. Why not?
Coming up here for this podcast or for the Saratoga, that's like an hour and a half drive for me. So
again, I did not realize you lived that far. I thought you were like working local or something. That's why you were around. Like,
no, yeah. I mean, my life is in that car, so I don't mind it. But yeah, it's just such a long drive.
But I was gonna say, I love doing that Mid Hudson show because it's another one of those shows where there's really like not much to do afterwards. Although he's like doing the after party afterwards now, but like we always just go back to the hotel and it's everybody from the con. Like we go out to dinner, like, and then just hang out at the hotel and swim and drink and just have fun.
Where does he do the after party at that one? Is that also in the center?
We blew it off at the last one. No, it was at a restaurant. I forget what restaurant it was. And like Sam was like hardcore pushing. You guys gonna go, right? You gotta go.
He never even told me about it.
He was begging people to fucking go.
Oh, you know what though? Okay, I know why. So that show. Okay, at the time I was working on The Gilded Age, which films here.
Yeah, in Troy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing props, so I had to be on set. They got done filming at I want to say it was 4 a.m. in the morning.
Holy shit.
That sounds miserable.
So I worked Friday from 5 till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I had to drive back to Poughkeepsie. I got home at 6 a.m., got 4 hours of sleep, and then had to be at a Sam's show by 10 for Saturday. So
I think I remember you saying something to me about that at the time.
I was wrecked that weekend. So that's probably why he didn't mention it to me.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Just surviving on caffeine and spite.
Yeah, pretty much. That was horrible. And also that show I was alone because that was my first show that I didn't have Eric anymore either.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anyone else around the table. I mean, it was awful. Yeah.
I want to say he arm twisted Ming into going to it, like for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, nah.
I'm gonna have to have like on a audition or something, to get a table buddy. Run it while I'm gone.
Yeah. Get what you need is a merch girl.
Yeah, a booth babe.
Booth babe. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Like like bands have, somebody to sell the t-shirts while you're on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah. Pay them $1 a book. Every book they sell, they get $1.
You get $1. There you go.
Yep. Buck a book.
Oh man.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I think it's time to do socials.
Yes. Let Asaad go first.
Yeah.
All right,
Tell
guys.
everybody where they can get at your books, get at you on social media and all that.
So my name is Asaad Loiseau. Check me out, mightiest-entertainment.com, Mightiest Entertainment on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Mightiest Entertainment everything. And make sure to check out the Hunterverse. And always, you can catch me at the Saratoga Comic-Con.
Awesome. Our website is www.bigdumbmonsterspodcast.com. And if you're too lazy for that, it is also www.bigdumbmonsters.com. Same website. Takes you to the same thing. We are on Facebook. Big Dumb Monsters Pod. We are on Slasher, the all horror social network. We are Big Dumb Monsters Podcast on there. If you're feeling real squirrely, you can add us on Steam. We're Big Dumb Monsters Podcast.
Where you want to email us, you can get us at bigdumbmonsters@gmail.com.
That's right. Any suggestions for the show or things that you think we would dig, like, hey, check out this movie, or hey, shorten that segment of the show. We'll take it under advisement.
Beer suggestion. We didn't mention what we were like all over the place. What we were drinking tonight.
We kind of did.
Yeah.
We're drinking good fucking wine in Utica Club.
Yeah, I actually had 2 of these Sweet Baby Hazels, which have been in the fridge for a while, and I've been sleeping on these because these were really good.
Yeah, you loved those.
Yeah, I completely forgot about them.
Asaad's been drinking water like a good boy.
Well, I have this big gallon jug that I bring everywhere.
Yeah, that's smart. I need to drink more water.
Well, I'm trying
Usually it's got coffee beans in it, so
I'm trying to get back to doing martial arts training. So like I've been working toward that.
yeah.
We were working away from that. way away.
Yep. I don't do the martial arts. I watch them on TV.
Yeah. We are also on Instagram at big_dumb_monsters. And you can also check out the show on YouTube at the Big Dumb Monsters channel. We are just at Big Dumb Monsters on YouTube. Stop by, like some videos, maybe leave some comments or say hi, whatever you feel like.
Yeah. Don't forget to rate and review everywhere you listen to the show, because all that helps for God knows what reason. So we're going to get out of here. We'll leave you with our weekly words of wisdom. Don't let ghoulies eat your ass.
And never sleep in a deathbed.
Bye-bye.